she's too old to do it. Her next step is going to be the nursing home.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, you lost your chance to have fun in the sun, hang out with people, play bingo all day, whatever.
Mhm.
Your next step is going to be in a bed watching TV and getting like on a bedpan.
Yeah, that's what my father's next step is going to be, and it's going to be sooner rather than later if he doesn't shape up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're still in the 2-week trial period of him being home alone. And it's just kind of, Dean has been under such stress. 2 days ago, he's like, I'm really angry. I'm like, why? He said, I don't know.
Well, it's got to constantly be on your mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
trying to juggle work and juggle home health care.
Yeah, because his sister's
voluntary
not doing anything.
transport, Office of the Aging, the hospital, the social workers, my father, my cousins, his housekeepers, and do my full-time job. I'm like, holy God, I've been. And then Keith comes home and gets right in my face, and I just want to punch him right out of the room. I'm like, stop, just stop.
Not to mention the fact that your sister washed her hands of it or whatever.
Yeah, she did.
So was it yesterday, Dan? You almost threw a fit. I think it was yesterday. I was doing my typical pushing
my dinner, and I'm like, please. I was very polite. I'm like, please leave me alone right now. I'm stressed. I just need some time. And he's in my face going, "Boo." I'm like, I picked my plate up and I almost threw it out the back door.
I thought I was about to be covered in his dinner. I thought the dinner was going to be in my face.
Why don't you send Weinreich up as one of the housekeepers up there?
That's a very good idea. You know how people have partners who are supportive?
Yeah.
I am now.
If you really wanted to support me, you'd get in the car, you'd drive up there.
Stop breathing.
D would have his alone time. You would be up in it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But he's just a miserable handful.
His father, not me.
Old people suck, big fatty.
Yeah.
Do they suck well? Do they suck well?
If I get that age, I don't know if I'm fortunate enough, if I'm unfortunate to get to the age he is and in the condition he's in, I just want somebody to pillow me. I don't want to.
That is not going to be my the moment I can go into the senior living where I can drink booze and play rummy and hang out with my friends all day. That is going to be me. I am not going to do this in between rotting in my house, making people wonder if they're going to find me dead. I'm never going to do that.
Yeah, people might be scared of that step, trying to be in that environment.
I think it's generational. I think Gen X wants the fun home.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
I want a home where somebody pours my drinks. Come on.
Yes. The pool boy in the tight Speedo.
Yes,
I'm totally there for it.
Wait a minute.
Please.
I don't have to cook dinner. Woohoo!
Right.
Yes.
Is there a place? That's what I wonder. And if there isn't, there should be a place where you go from senior living and you stay in the same place and then move into the senior living to assisted living.
Yeah, they have that here. They have that here in.
That's what I want to do.
They have it's like a little development that has little cottages where you go when you retire, and then the next step is one where there's a full-time nurse there.
Yep.
But you're still independent and you can drive or whatever. And then the next one is like when people have dementia and they really can't be by themselves. And I mean, it's all in this community. They do it in steps. Yeah, I won't make it to step 3.
I hope not. I want to party too. I'd like to party too hard in step 1.
Yes. Well, I'll be in step 2. I will die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh, I got a cool story, but we can save it till the next show. Once we get off COVID, this is not COVID related. I have a really cool story.
What else about COVID do we have to talk about? Everyone has it except for me. Thank God.
And me, knock wood.
Yeah, me too.
Knock on wood. Yes. I think. Oh, and also everyone in Juicy doesn't have it, but every one of her kids, all of their family has it too.
Oh my God! Wow.
Everybody has it.
People are recovering from it, but they don't know what the long term is going to be.
Well, it's not even the recovering. It's when am I going to be able to be in the same room with my mother with her coughing like that? I mean, she probably has the virus in her still.
I don't know how long the virus lasts. I think my father only lasted he tested positive for maybe 2 weeks. I don't even think 2 weeks. And then he was cleared to get out of the COVID place. But unfortunately, he had to go into ICU from there because his breathing was so bad because he had the pneumonia and COPD. And
When you think about making a podcast, your mind probably goes directly to the hardware. You know, the microphone, the mixer, some kind of weird microphone boom stand thing. But hardware really is less than half the battle. You need to figure out what software you're going to use to record, how you're going to edit it, what hosting company and plan are you going to use to keep your audio on the internet. Well, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. They provide the creation tools that allow you to record and edit your audio right from your phone or computer, and it'll publish it for you. Anchor will submit your podcast to almost all of the podcasting directories, Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast, and more. Anchor will even help you connect with sponsors so that you can make money from your podcast with absolutely no minimum listenership required. Of course, the best part is it's all free. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's ANCHOR.FM.
Yeah, his dad's a tough cookie. I mean, was it 2 years ago that your dad was in the intensive care for...
I'm just not going to trust her.
The next time that he goes into intensive care, I'm going to sneak in and just do this with the hose.
Just crimp the hose. Just...
Oops, am I stepping on your hose? Sorry. Meant to unplug it.
No, it's a wake-up call. I've decided that I'm not going to work on my mother and getting her in an apartment. She wouldn't make it. She's not fit enough. She's not fit enough to have that in-between stage anymore. She
might be, like, if she got her like a efficiency apartment where they had activities and stuff, she might have it might make her thrive to be around all those people. She's the social butterfly.
Maybe.
Well, it seems, Baron, it seems like you've tried to get her to move and do other stuff, and she just is so hesitant and resistant to whatever you're trying to make her life better.
I think it's generational. She's like, everyone will know my business. People will be monitoring me. I'm like, you sit in your window 24 hours a day, taking notes on what your neighbors are doing. And you're scared somebody's going to notice you went to buy groceries or whatever.
You should be more like, look at all the people you get to spy on over there.
Right.
Yeah, maybe spin it differently. You got to spin it differently. So yeah,
you like go into the zoo.
Oh,
she's never living with me. I know that.
No,
she's too negative.
Father. Yeah, so is my father, and I'm not. I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I'm not like a caretaker personality. So
no,
I would be arrested for elderly abuse.
Yeah, I probably would too.
I would be like, sit in this room. You're not allowed to make any noise. If you watch a TV, you have to wear headphones. Yep. And do not knock on the floor or something if you need food.
Ring the bell.
I wouldn't put up with her complaining. I do not stand for a droning TV in the background. That would make me strangle some. I would tie a rope around her neck and strangle her if there was a TV droning in the background of my life. I like silence. I read books. I nap a lot.
That's one of the hardest things
to do
at
crafts.
my father's house. Well, you pull in my father's driveway and you can hear his TV from your car before you get out.
I would pillow him instantly.
Yeah. And then the part that's so frustrating is, like, I was there Saturday and Sunday, and he sits down and he watches TV with it so loud that it really gets on your nerves that you get shaky. And his hearing aids are sitting next to him on his stand. I'm like,
The thing of it is my mother isn't even watching the TV.
No, neither is he.
She turns it on. She goes into the other room. She's like talking on the phone, like yelling over the TV. I mean, she's not even really watching the TV. It's just part of her background. And I'm like, I can't stand it.
It's terrible.
It drives me nuts.
You do.
Yeah.
Anyway, what other health issues do we have? Because, this is our health segment.
Well, I was having some severe back issues, but I've always had back issues since I had my back surgery in 92, but I've never had upper back. And it felt like, remember you said it was a kidney stone or whatever, but.
Oh yeah. We haven't talked about my hernia since the last show.
Oh.
So I
have some updates.
I couldn't get into the chiropractor. My appointment isn't until April 1st. So I went to that massage guy he went to school to be a chiropractor and didn't finish. And then he got his, went for physical therapy, and then he got his LMT, so he's a licensed massage guy. And so he's
a gypsy with a folding table.
Yeah. And so basically he's working on my back, and he's like, oh, this is like, I can tell you what it is right now. When I walked in the door, because I described how the pain was coming out around front. So I'm like, I'm not sure if it's my back or my gallbladder, but my back hurts, but it doesn't hurt all the time, only when I move in a certain direction. He's like, I can tell you what it is right now. It's your floating rib. He's like, that rib sits in a groove. And if you like turn to the right and lift something, sometimes it'll pop out. He's like, it could happen once in your life. It could happen 20 times.
Oh, the one on the bottom that's not attached to your spine?
Yeah. Yeah. So he was working on my back. And then he goes like this over your back, like really hard. And he's like, and you could feel it, like something happened. And he's like, did you feel that? I'm like, yeah. He's like, it's back in the groove now. He's like, it's going to be painful for a couple days. And then like, it didn't hurt when I left his house. It didn't hurt until I tried to make a left-hand turn pulling into the driveway. And I'm like, oh, there's the pain. But a couple days later, and it was basically a lot. It's 95% better now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It was to the point where like he would wince to put his butt on the bed and wince to like lay his body down on the bed and wince to like roll over onto his pillow. And it was just like, dude, do something. Like, I can't help you. I mean,
it was terrible.
It was bad. It was pretty bad. That might have been the worst I've seen you with your back issues.
Yeah. I've had lower back issues, and I know when my back goes out, what I have to do to get it to feel better. Mm-hmm. This, I couldn't, nothing helped.
Nothing worked.
So,
I need to.
So how's your?
I need to have a deep tissue massage again soon.
Me too. I can't wait to go to another, like a real professional massage person.
Yeah.
When this is over.
Well, this guy's name was Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Wow.
He saw Michael Jackson.
Was he brown?
No.
Weird.
No, Rodney's got a gay massage guy that's brown.
You know, my first boyfriend, I'll bleep it out, but his name was Jackson, and he was as white as the day is long.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Some people are named Jackson. Andrew Jackson.
Stonewall.
Anyway, cut to me. So the last time we had a podcast was on New Year's Eve, which was what, a week ago?
Sure.
And you know, I thought I had a hernia. Went and got an ultrasound. Well, first of all, I went to my doctor who poked and prodded all over and said, you can't have a hernia because where that pain is not a hernia spot. There couldn't be a tear there or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he said the only thing I think it would be something related to your kidneys. And I'm like, who, me? I have never had any problems with my kidneys, right? So I'm like, okay. So then he did a referral for an ultrasound. I went to have an ultrasound, and I do have a kidney stone. That's a 1 centimeter kidney stone, which sounds, or no, wait, it's 0.6, which sounds really, really big. I mean, a centimeter is like a half an inch, right? So I basically have a kidney stone the size of a gumball in my kidney, but it's not in it's unobstructed, whatever the medical term is for that. It's not in a plate. It's basically just floating around. It's basically like, think of a ninja star bouncing around my kidney, causing me pain.
Fun. What can they do for it?
Nothing. He said, drink a lot of water.
Oh my gosh.
So of course I immediately got on Google.
Right. Get rid of this.
Found the cocktail of supplements that I need to take to dissolve it, and I'm on that.
Cool.
So it'll be gone. It'll be gone soon.
Could it move and pass?
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, my ureter is not the 0.6 centimeter wide. That's like a birthing canal.
Rodney's is.
Yeah. Time to start sounding. Get those tubes in.
Sounding as we speak.
Take that fuzzy cap off your microphone and get busy.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm thinking the only course of action is to dissolve it with booze.
That'll work.
Yeah, it was fun telling my straight coworkers what sounding was. They're like, "Wait, what? Start over."
Why do they need to know? Is the first question.
Well, no, because I'm gay and they're straight, and they're like, "What are they just talking in
I don't
general."
talk about straight people with sex.
Well, no, these are. Oh, I work with like 30-year-olds, so they're still relatively horny, whatever. But, so I, they're interested. They're like, "Really? Wow!" So I had to.
Can we talk about being horny?
Sure. So I explained it to them. They're like, "That's a thing." I'm like, yeah, it's a thing."
If anybody in the universe has figured out a way to shove something in an orifice, and gotten off on it, it's a kink.
It's a thing.
I'm not sure. It takes a lot of persistence to get past that pain to get to where the pleasure would be, because I would not do it.
Yeah. Well, even like straight people like hang themselves and asphyxiate themselves.
Yes.
To, like, you know what I mean? So there's this, I guess, the straight version of that, and the gay
I think I'd
version
rather
is like,
hang myself than shove a rod up my dick.
Well, I think it reminds me. My thoughts on it are perfectly summarized by a meme that I saw. It was on Facebook or Twitter or something, when it was said something like, "Don't be ashamed if you get off on vanilla sex. It's okay to, totally get a boner and totally get off on just regular generic sex. You don't have to be choked, punched, stabbed, have a rod shoved up your penis or whatever."
Yeah.
Right.
I don't need any of that. I'm good with just whatever. I'm
Me
regular.
either. Me too. There's too much on TV to take all that time trying all that stuff.
Yeah, things to do. Yeah, places to be. Yeah. So you said the word boner just now, and my coworker today mentioned something called a fear boner. I'm like, what?
What?
Yeah, exactly. He said
Is
it's a
this a
real
straight thing?
And maybe. He said sometimes people get so scared they get a boner. Like it's such a weird adrenaline rush to be absolutely terrified that you get erect.
I don't think that's true.
I think
I'm gullible, by the way, if you didn't notice.
I think your straight friend is tending towards bi.
No, he's married.
So Don was married for years.
I know that people get exertion boners, like wrestlers, or like if you're doing like riding a horse or something. It's just like from a physical response to something.
Mm-hmm.
This says a fear boner is when you're so intensely afraid of another individual that you reach a point of sexual arousal. The fear boner is a sign of submission to a more powerful individual.
So it is sexual.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he didn't go into details.
Did he tell you that you're giving me a fear boner? Because that could be interesting.
Right. It's fun to talk to my coworkers and freak them out with stuff, and it's funny.
Yeah, me and my coworkers do not have that relationship.
Yeah, me either.
When I'm talking to my coworkers, it's like cell X17 has this number in it, and you need to times it by 2, and then add this formula, and blah blah blah. There's no sex involved. And also, is HR aware of these conversations?
No, I guess it's blue collar work. Your blue collar is kind of mindless.
I think labor laws apply to your job too.
Well,
Anyway, I'm getting close to needing a new beer.
Right. Is it ticking?
It is ticking. So should we take a break? And then what was our next topic, D?
We were going to talk about my really cool story about white trash.
Oh, okay. That's the cliffhanger, listeners.
Oh, white trash. Can't wait. Yes.
I cannot relate to that.
Yes, I was just going to say that.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Melinda.
I should drink too.
This show is part of the Pride48 network. Find more shows over at pride48.com.
Oh, this is a good place for a stick-up.
Friday night, 10:48 p.m. Streaming live on Pride48.com. It's time for Mix Minus. My name is Daniel Brewer. I do not do this show alone. I do it with my good buddy, Adam Burns. Adam, how are you this evening?
I would like to apologize publicly for being a jerk.
Oh, okay. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. What were you being a jerk about?
Well, I know we've already discussed this pre-show, but I want it to reach the millions of listeners that we have that listen to the actual show. And I texted you on Thursday and said, I just want you to know I'm here for you in your time of need. I'm going to be joining in the memorial service, the funeral tomorrow.
Yes.
And love you. I'm here for you. You know, all of these things that I said. And then I get a text message back from you and it says, that was today.
Yeah. Yeah. The funeral was on Thursday.
Anyway.
But thank you. You sent a lovely bouquet of flowers today.
Yes.
Even though the obituary very clearly said, in lieu of flowers, make a donation to a charity of your choice. But they are very pretty flowers. You didn't send them to the family, which is great. You sent them to me, which is lovely. I appreciate them. And thank you very much, Adam. So.
You're welcome. Anyway, I don't want to dwell. I just wanted to publicly state that. So no
I always thought that was a weird
happen.
Word. Because wasn't there some famous Bible verse that ends that way? Like, he shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Dwell is a very popular word in the Bible. So there's dwell all over the place.
They're just dwelling. They're just dwelling up and down that book.
Yeah. It's I don't know a specific verse, but yes, you're absolutely right. But there are a lot of verses.
How you doing, Adam? You know what? Last week, Joe Batance came in and filled in for me. I would like to say thank you to Joe Batance for coming in and filling in. I enjoyed listening to it. And I thought it was very nice of him to do that. So I know it is a very difficult thing for him to do because his main bread and butter is RuPaul's Drag Race recap, and RuPaul's Drag Race airs on Friday night. So he would ordinarily be working on the script for that show at the time that this show is going on. So thank you very much, Joe Batance, for filling in for me. So,
thank you, Joe. Yes, we're very appreciative. I'll tell him also when we record Throwing Down, whenever that's going to be. Yeah, he told me, well, I have to prepare for blah, 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 RuPaul's Drag Race recap. And I normally go to bed early on Fridays because I have to get up early and record RuPaul's Drag Race recap at the butt crack of dawn because apparently his co-host, Taylor, is a pain in the butt.
Oh, my God.
Is a diva supreme.
My God. Let me tell you about Taylor the Latte Boy. Let me tell you. Every time that Zach and I go to Disney, we always think of Taylor because on the few times that he goes with us to Disney, he has these things that are just true Taylorisms. Like he considers but such as there is a spot in Epcot between England and France where you have to go over a waterway, and so there's a bridge there. He calls it a mountain. He calls it Mount Epcot. It's like he will rather walk all the way around the other side of the World Showcase Lagoon than to go over a mildly inclined bridge in England. And he doesn't like to go to Animal Kingdom because it's too hilly. Adam, we live in Florida. There's no such thing as hills in Florida.
Well, it's been a while since I've been to Animal Kingdom, but I don't recall there being any
the rolling hills of Animal Kingdom.
It's not the first thing I think when I'm thinking of Animal Kingdom.
That's true. Yeah, the rolling hills of Animal Kingdom. I will let you in on a little secret, though. If you ever go to Animal Kingdom and you're on the safari, they love to go on about their baobab trees, which are sometimes called the upside down tree, which I'm sure you see they have these huge, enormous trunks, and then the leaves that come out them kind of look like roots, like the branches that come out the top kind of look like roots. So it looks like an upside down tree. And they love to go on and on about that. Those trees aren't real. They're made out of concrete. It's like there's pictures online of them being made out of like chicken wire and concrete. So it's just like, shut up. Those aren't even real.
I don't know that it was Disney, but I watched a whole, it may have been Disney because I believe it was on Disney Plus. I watched a whole episode of something where they were making a tree because they needed to be able to put up a camera to watch some giraffes or something.
Oh.
And I think it was Disney because I believe it was that behind the scenes show they have on Disney Plus.
They have several of them, but yeah.
I think it was Disney and they were making a tree. So I do have firsthand knowledge of that.
By the way, this is a banner day today for over-the-top streaming services. I just want to get that out there in case you've missed any of these things. Today is season 2 of that Apple Plus show that just the name literally just left my mind. What is it called? Oh wow. Someone will tell me in a second. And it's also The Muppet Show. Seasons 1 through 5 of The Muppet Show are now available on Disney Plus. So if you've never watched The Muppet Show other than when you were a child, now is your chance to go and watch it on Disney Plus.
Is it the one that's like, it's time to da 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 da?
Yes, it's time to light the lights. It's time to get things started on The Muppet Show tonight. Yeah.
Get off the stage, you stupid frog.
What the what's the hell is the name of that space show on Apple Plus? It's the only thing worth watching on Apple TV Plus. It's
oh, the space show?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name, but that one came out later. I'm surprised they already.
Yeah, For All Mankind. It's season 2 of For All Mankind. It's an alternate history of the space program. In this version, Russia landed on the moon first, which caused the United States to put more money into their space program, and they had women astronauts. So it concentrates on a lot of the women astronauts that are over there. It's a very good show.
Oh. You know what? I'm not sure that we've even made it. I think we started that one and we got bored.
Well, of course you did. You couldn't even make it through. This is the thing, Adam. Any show I like, you're just oh god, no, the most boring show ever.
Not true. I enjoy The Expanse. Mark doesn't, and so I haven't had time to watch it without him.
I see.
Also, we both enjoy. What else do we both enjoy?
We watch Star Trek.
We both enjoy Star Trek.
Yes.
All of the Star Treks I watched. Well, except for Deep Space Nine. Mm-hmm. I tried to watch it the other night after you and I talked, and I fell asleep. But I'm going to try again. I'm going to keep trying. It's going to suck me in. I know it is. Mm-hmm. Movies, though.
Yes.
This is not on the Trello, but since we're talking about things that you and I both like, are you a fan of X-Men movies?
Well, I'm a fan of the movie called The X-Men and X-Men 2. I liked both of those X-Men movies. The ones after those two have been hit or miss. Some of them were good, some of them weren't. Like X-Men First Class was pretty good, but then X-Men Apocalyptic Failure, whatever that one was called, where that one wasn't that good. And so they've been kind of spotty all over there. But in general, yeah, I love the X-Men.
So have you watched either Dark Phoenix or The New Mutants?
I have not.
So both of those have gotten really bad reviews. Mm-hmm. Mark and I watched both of them and enjoyed both of them.
Where did you watch them? On what service did you watch them?
Well, so The New Mutants we had to pay for. We had to rent.
Oh.
Not buy. We had to rent it.
Oh.
On Amazon Prime. But the Dark Phoenix, I believe, is on HBO Max.
Oh, so I don't currently have HBO Max. It's next on my list of things to
I'm
get.
sure you could rent either one of those or both of them. It's only about $5 to rent.
Why would I have the whole second season of For All Mankind and now the Muppet shows? And WandaVision is going really great. And then we only have a week break between WandaVision before Winter Soldier and the Falcon and Winter Soldier start. So yeah, it's a great time. It's a great time to be alive, Adam.
It's also cold in Texas.
It is cold in Texas, and you had some very controversial views on that. And if you wanted to hear those, you should probably listen to our pre-show, which is available to our Level 13 members. What is Level 13, you ask? That is our super secret. It's not secret. We tell everybody. It's our behind-the-scenes fan club for Mix Minus and for That Darn Elvis. It has all kind of extra content for your audio enjoyment in your own personalized RSS feed. I can't talk. In your personalized RSS feed. And all you have to do to join it is send us an email and say, hey, I would like to join Level 13. And we'll get you set up. That's all there is to it. It's completely free, Adam. Completely free. But if you want to hear Adam's controversial views about Texas,
it's a value.
Yeah, then you have to check that out. Adam, I've been away for a week, but there's tons of stuff here on the Trello. Let's just dive right into it right now. I see just glaring out me here on the Trello that you need an assistant.
I do. I do. I need an assistant so bad. So first of all, I have always sucked at keeping my life organized. Mm-hmm. Like that is not paying bills is not something that I remember to do generally. And car registration, I used to forget to register my car, and I would be driving around and I would get pulled over because my registration would have expired speaking of, I may need to do that now. Anyway, and a lot of that now I have alleviated because Mark now takes care of paying the bills.
Yes.
So I have money direct deposited into our joint account. He has a lovely spreadsheet with graphs and all this wonderful
off
stuff.
The top. You'd never know it.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Don't care.
And so there are still some things that as an adult I have to do myself that Mark does not do for me.
Yes.
And one of those things is, I pay for my car, and I have a car payment, and he does pay the insurance because we lumped our insurance together. But anyway, so about a month ago, I got a phone call, a voicemail from someone saying they were with the credit union that I have my car loan with.
Yes.
Now, just so everyone knows, at one point I set up automatic payment for my car loan. I didn't even remember my user ID and password to their website. It was just going there.
Yes.
We've moved twice since I bought my car. I never logged in, didn't do anything. I got a voicemail. It said, hey, we need your updated. We don't have insurance information on file for you because we got a notice that your insurance policy expired with Geico and didn't renew. Well, we switched to State Farm when we moved into the new house because we got a better deal, and State Farm had rejected me and they took me back into their loving arms, and
yes.
So we had done that, but I forgot, even though I used to be a claims adjuster, I forgot that I needed to notify my lien holder on my car of my insurance because I still make a payment on it. Well, that voicemail was about a month ago, and I keep procrastinating and forgetting and thinking, I need to figure that out. How am I going to let them know? Like, I've got to get their fax number or something so State Farm can fax them over something or whatever. So today I had a break in work and I decided, you know what? I'm just going to take care of this. So first of all, it was a pain in the ass because the first thing that happened, I Googled the name of my credit union, called the number, went through about 5 minutes of giving this guy my information because I don't know my account number or anything like that. So he's like,
who would know that?
What's your social? What's what kind of car is it? What address are you? All this kind of stuff. And then he goes, I can't find you. Are you sure? We're in Idaho. So unless you live in Idaho, we're probably not your credit union. So that's how I start out this long, drawn out process. I call the wrong freaking credit union.
Yes.
And then I finally get to the right number, find the right website. Did it ever occur
to you to just go to your bank, online bank, and the place where they do the automatic payment, there's usually a phone number associated with the people that make, it's like automated payment to something credit union, whatever, and then it'll have 1-800 blah blah blah. It usually has the phone number for those right there on. Well,
my bank is separate from my credit union, and
no. But what I'm saying is, whoever your automatic payment is going to usually has their phone number information. Usually has their contact information on that automatic payment that goes to your bank.
I did not think of that. I don't know whether or not that's available on Bank of America's website. So,
all right, so how much are you going to pay me now to be your assistant? Because
right. So yes. I'll try to make this a little bit shorter. So I go through all this rigmarole, which also involved me not knowing my user ID to the website, and then not remembering my password, and then getting locked out of the website, and then having to call a second place, and all of this stuff. Then I finally get logged into the website, and I realize there has been a $1,100 charge added to my loan.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, what the hell is that? So then I had to call a third place, my actual credit union, because the insurance is handled through a third party, a company apparently.
What was the $1,100 for? An insurance policy?
So I yeah.
Oh. So
I called and she goes, yeah, well, we've been sending you letters for about 4 months now. And they had 2 addresses ago. 2 addresses ago is what they had. And she's like, and in the last letter that we sent you, it would have said, if you don't get this rectified, we're going to be adding insurance on.
All right,
for you.
So what would your assistant do, Adam? How would your assistant have handled this?
Well, it never would have happened if I had an assistant. My assistant would run my affairs, make sure that my registration was done on my car, make sure that my, whatever bills that Mark doesn't pay are paid, make sure that my taxes are done, anything like that involves paperwork or having to remember dates and things
why
like
didn't
that.
you just add your car payment to the bills that Mittens pays?
They would have sent, I guess I could do that. That's automatic, but yeah, I suppose I could do that. But I don't want to say to him, hey, by the way, Mittens, you need to contact my insurance company and change the lien holder. And anyway, so some of that stuff he could do, but it's so hard being an adult sometimes. And I've always been this way. I've always forgotten things. It's just in the past. Now, hopefully, I'm reading the chat room and it's getting me a little sorry. I'll try not to read that.
We were just told literally in the chat room we were being accused of ignoring the chat room. That's because Vera, Auntie Scott has a very important date to watch Charlie Chan and just wants to be acknowledged before he leaves and goes and watch Charlie Chan.
Enjoy Charlie Chan, Auntie Scott. We love you. Thank you for joining us. So anyway, I hope she told me that once they get notification that I actually have had insurance all this time.
Yes.
That the money will be reimbursed back into my account.
Oh, well, a piece of the money will.
I hope that's true
because it depends on how long ago they built they paid for the insurance policy.
Well, they just added it on Tuesday.
No. Okay.
So, but it was an $1,100 charge.
Well, yeah.
So $1,100.
No, I know what $1,100 is, Adam.
And that would pay for a month of an assistant right there. So
I'm figuring that you don't need a live-in assistant, right? You just want an assistant that, like, once a week checks your stuff and makes sure that you're doing all right.
Yeah, probably. Look, they would have made sure I knew the right date for the funeral, for the memorial service.
Right. So
they could have called me.
What are you going to pay this assistant?
I don't know. What does an assistant run nowadays?
It depends on what they do. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
You tell me.
I'm just saying I need one. I'm hoping someone will gift me an assistant. So Tim in Alaska says you can move to Cambodia. Live-in house staff is about $100 per month.
That's the beauty of this is they don't even have to live in America. They just have to be able to check in on you virtually and check your accounts and stuff.
That's true. That's true. Well, but then you kind of, if you want, the other problem with that though is even if you found someone cheap or that I could afford, then you have to trust that person to deal with your finances and stuff like that, right? Because some of this involves paying things for me or making sure that that's I don't know. Do you really want to find a cheap assistant and then trust them with your money?
I don't know. I'm not the one that needs an assistant. My life is not as complicated as yours, clearly, that I don't need an assistant.
That's it, Daniel. That's all I wanted to say. It was a big hassle.
If somebody listening wants to be your assistant, they can just contact you, right?
Yeah,
you're offering some unknown salary. We don't know. We don't know what.
We can negotiate. We can negotiate. Yeah.
We'll negotiate the salary to be Adam's assistant.
I think being an assistant would be a fun job, except I don't remember things, so I wouldn't be a good assistant.
I don't know. Like if I was going to get an assistant, I would want like a Pepper Potts. Like I would want someone who just completely runs everything for me.
Yeah,
I just
because think about it. These executives of these big companies, they have someone who organizes their calendar. They bring them coffee probably in the morning when we work in the office. They make sure that they're at every meeting that they need to be at. They do the paperwork that they need to do and just bring it into them and get their signature. All of that stuff they do. And the same thing. And I'm sure they're rich enough that they probably have that at home as well. So someone just brings in famous people, have assistants, and they just
have you watched that show Billions?
I've watched, it was a long time ago, but I enjoyed it but I don't have Showtime, and so
so good news. The first 3 or 4 seasons, first 3 or 4 seasons are on Amazon Prime.
Oh. Well, I do want to go back to that, actually. I just
returned to it. I was just watching. I'm now up to season 2.
I thought, do I really want to do a Showtime, subscription? Because there aren't many shows on Showtime, but it's good to know it's on Amazon Prime. So anyway.
We just bought a new TV, and because it's has the Roku thing built in, we're offered a free month of Showtime, which I have not started yet because I saw that Billions is on Amazon Prime. So if I can get through the 3 seasons before the offer expires to do a free 30 days of Showtime, then I can get seasons 4 and 5 off of Showtime by watching it that way.
I don't even remember how far I got because it was a long time ago. It was years ago when I was watching it.
Yeah. I bought a new TV and I didn't do I was going to go for an 85-inch TV like yours.
Like mine.
And I decided, you know what? I don't need an 85-inch TV, so I went with a 75-inch TV because the price break between them was steep enough.
That's fine. If you're good with 75, that's fine for you. I wanted 85, so I'm sure it's lovely. They, you can watch lower resolution stuff. It's fine.
Oh, lower. It's still a 4K TV. Actually, in the reality there is that you would be seeing a lower resolution than me because the bigger TV means the pixels are bigger, and so unless you're far away from it, then
you just need to sit a little closer than I do. I can sit a little bit further away from my
sit
television.
A little closer. Don't
so you get the same
be shy.
Experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't want any of them with the Alexa built in because I'm not a big fan of her.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know. We have that built in. Wait, is that a joke? You are a fan of her.
No, I'm not. We use Google Home here. No,
that's right.
I went with a built-in Roku on it because we use Roku on everything. So it's like, oh, well, it's got a Roku built in. It was a TCL. It's a TCL -6 75-inch. It was really good. It's a nice TV. I like it.
Oh, those are ones Ellen used to give away.
Oh, well,
on her show. Auntie Scott in the chat room, not to be ignored. I want to make sure he knows I'm not ignoring him. He says, Adam and Daniel, what the fuck is wrong with CRT? Mm-hmm. I'm assuming you and Drew do not watch these Charlie Chaplin movies on CRT, but you probably could.
You'd be wrong.
You probably could, though. Because
you'd be wrong.
They're black and white and low resolution, so it's probably fine. So there is and I don't have this prepared, and I saw this while sitting on the toilet earlier.
Oh,
but there's a Cadbury cream egg commercial.
Oh, the gay kiss one.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it's causing all this stir in Britain, in England, because there are 2 guys, and one of them has the Cadbury cream egg in his mouth, and the other one comes up. They don't even touch lips, I don't think. But the other one comes up and grabs and bites it, with his teeth, and then they pull apart, and the cream from the egg kind of, is like the spaghetti noodle in the 101 Dalmatians, or no, it's not. It's Lady and the Tramp.
Yes.
So it's kind of like that. And it's cute and everything, but the reason I brought it up is because this news article I read said, everyone's up in arms because
more than 26,000 people have signed a petition protesting Cadbury's cream egg advert, which features 2 men kissing. The petition's creator claimed that the advert's sexualized content was offensive to Christians, and that casting 2 men in the advert was a way of evading criticism by hiding under the cover of LGBT rights.
So, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, and it's in England. So I don't think that ad would work in the US. I do feel like there would be a lot of backlash in the US. Like, I don't think we would like it very much over here. All those Texans and without power. But the first thing that came to my mind when I saw it is, have you ever heard of the term, and I'm probably going to get it wrong because these were my wild days and I'm no longer in my wild days, but there was a term, I feel like it was called snowballing.
Oh, yes.
Is it snowballing? Where, you're sucking someone and they deliver the goods into your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
and then you share that with them by kissing them.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what that made me think of. That commercial. When I was watching that commercial, I was like, that looks exactly like two guys snowballing. One of them receives the cream, and the other one lays underneath, and then, he spits it into his mouth.
It continues, Cadbury's are well aware of the religious significance of Easter. Therefore, they are trying to cause gratuitous offense to members of the Christian community during the most important feast in their calendar. Because, cream-filled eggs are big in the Bible.
Also, Cadbury cream eggs are gross. They're too sweet. It's just sweet on top of sweet on top of sweet. There's no depth. There's no, I don't even know what I'm looking for, but the flavor is just one note. It's just very one note. It's just sugar. You might as well go and pour a bag of sugar into your mouth.
Oh, God, it gets so much worse, Adam. Heinz and Cadbury announced that they'd collaborated to create cream egg flavored mayonnaise.
Ew. Why? What mayonnaise?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
It was the idea.
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise is the idea of combining the beloved cream egg with mayonnaise. Sounded to many nothing short of revolting. What would it taste like? Would it spread be sweet or savory? Would we want it on toast or on our own? And of course, we would want to taste it all. Several people on Twitter were quick to express their disgust over the concoction where it was first announced.
Well, but I'm not much of a candy man anyway. I don't like things that are just sweet. I have to have cake or pie or a muffin, something that has a little bit of savoriness to it or a little bit of, heft, not just sugar. So that's it. I don't know if you had it. I just wanted to bring it up because I saw the article earlier, as I said, while I was sitting on the toilet, and it made me think of snowballing. So that was really the reason I wanted to bring it up.
Now I've moved off that. I'm wanting to see this mayonnaise.
This
Heinz cream egg mayo.
Well, you should order some.
The texture is thicker than we were expecting it to be and contains evenly spread chocolate chunks throughout. It's got chocolate in the mayonnaise. It's got chocolate.
Is it really mayonnaise, or is it maybe marshmallow fluff or something that's flavored? Like, is it really mayonnaise? I hate saying it that way.
It was almost like melted white chocolate with a little bit of savory, spicy kick, almost like chili in chocolate. Ben said. I guess Ben was the one that was trying it here. While some may prefer the cream egg mayonnaise spread on toast or a bagel, for us, eating the mixture from the jar with a spoon was more than satisfactory.
So, Auntie Scott in the chat room. So first of all, Cyclone says mayo is not savory. They must be thinking of aioli. Mm-hmm. Auntie Scott says, I have a very serious topic that I want to take up with Daniel and Adam. So we need to have a threesome very soon. And it's so apropos that he mentions a threesome. Mm-hmm. We could try snowballing.
Oh,
I mean, that's even with some Cadbury eggs.
I don't think you can do that virtually. I think that
maybe not.
The whole concept of it really requires people to be, mouth to mouth on that.
Anyway, that was my top. That was it. I'm done with that topic. So we can.
What? We're going to move on right to the tweet of the week, which I don't have a tweet of the week. Although I will say this, you know what? I take that back. I do have a tweet of the week. It just came in moments ago. Do you want to hear it, Adam?
Sure.
It's the Mix Minus tweet of the week. This week it goes to Kathy Bacon, who just recently tweeted, this has to do with a pre-show topic that we were talking about, but it's still a very funny tweet. It says, at my dad's end of life, my brother and I were on each side of his hospital bed, and I said, Dad, squeeze my hand if I'm your favorite. And then I said, oh my God, he squeezed my hand. So if you don't know what she's talking about there, you'd have to listen to the pre-show. But yeah, there's tweet of the week. Congratulations, Kathy Bacon, for having the tweet of the week. We used to do a break at this point in time. We used to say things like, we'll be right back after these messages. We'll be right back. But we no longer have a sponsor, so we don't do that.
If we really wanted to be desperate and do that going forward, we could get a bunch of affiliate links for Amazon and other things, and we could just be like, go to amazon.com/mix-minus and get your...
Do you like coffee? Well, then you want to go to Sensei Coffee. Did you use the promo code mix-minus?
Get your Heinz Cadbury cream egg mayo with special discount code Mix Minus, and we could rake in the money.
Rake it in. We could spread it on toast.
3, 2, 1. Contact is the secret, is the moment when everything happens. Contact is the answer, is the reason that everything happens. Contact. Let's make contact.
Excellent. It is by the way, Adam, that's where the excellent goes.
I know.
It
but
goes
I need
right
to be
there.
a little.
It goes right
I need
there.
but I need to be different from you when I host. I can't just be a carbon copy. It doesn't work.
Okay, great. We have a couple of. I'm trying to think. What did you play on last week's show? You played the Scotty Taxler one. Yes, yeah.
I did. We have two, I think.
Yeah, we have two of them. One of them came in from Meh. Let's listen to what they have to say, Adam.
Good Lord. It took me forever to figure out how to get in here. I had to go to my iPod, find the podcast, download a fresh or an episode, and then get the email. Okay, so anyway, whatever.
Yes.
Okay. This is for Daniel.
Deep breath. Yes.
You can enjoy it too, Adam. And so anyway, I've been waiting all week to come up with a joke, and then I was just going to Google one. I just so happened to start watching something on Apple TV, and here's the joke, okay?
Okay, got it.
So I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me a cup, and he told me to bring it back the next day with semen in it. And so I went home, and I whatever, and then the next day I bring the cup back in, and he said, I told you not to come back without the semen in it. And I said, I tried with my right hand, I tried with my left hand, my wife tried with her right hand and her left hand, and we even went over to the neighbors, and the neighbor tried with her right hand and her left hand, and none of us could get the little cap off of the semen cup. I'm a horrible joke teller. I'll be the first one to admit it. I don't even care. So maybe the joke could be funny if someone else would have told it, or maybe if you just go watch Defending Jacob on Apple TV. And hey, Daniel, if you get an iPhone, you get free Apple TV for a year. So keep that in mind if you go that route. So anyway, bye, Woodhaven.
Okay. Thank you, Kathy Bacon. That was Kathy Bacon, in case you didn't know. I bought an iPad for a drawing tablet, so I have Apple Plus TV. I have Apple TV Plus for a year for free because I bought the iPad. Anyway, yeah, thank you. I watched Defending Jacob, and I don't remember that joke.
I don't remember it because Defending Jacob is not a very comedic show.
No, it has Captain America, and he's defending his son, who was accused of doing something that I've already forgotten what he was accused of doing. What was he accused of doing?
He was accused of killing someone.
Defending Jacob.
There was a girl who was found dead.
Yes.
In a park, and he was accused of doing that. And I believe it was killing a girl. Killing a girl.
Oh, buggery. Says he was accused of buggery. Is what they're saying in the chat room. Let's see here. I'm going to go here and read the thing here to see if it.
No, I'm pretty sure it was killing a girl.
Let's see. What, didn't he end up being gay or something? I forget. Now I feel like I have to watch this whole thing again.
It was good. Although the ending was not as good because you don't really get the satisfaction that you crave. It leaves you very, very blue. You don't really know. They don't tell you. So you never find out whether or not he did it is what they're accusing him of, basically.
Oh. So you didn't get the actual answer. Let's see. It says it's a miniseries based on the 2012 novel of the same name. So I don't think it was based on a real event. Anyway, but thank you, Kathy Bacon. Thank you for that joke.
I am like 99% sure it was murder.
Okay. Yeah,
it's been a while,
right.
but I think it was.
That sounds right. I mean, yeah, it sounds right. I'm just going to go with that. All right, we have another
Kathy
voicemail.
Bacon.
Yeah, we have another voicemail. Let's listen to that one. That one. This one.
How do I know when this is? Oh, it's recording. Technology is hard. I should start listening to a show that has a technology segment that could help me learn how to use my phone.
I don't know what that would be.
There used to be that show. What was that show called?
Dubious Intent.
I think it was Big Fatty.
No.
Anyhow, Daniel, my darling Daniel.
Yes, Nessa.
When I talk about you to people, I always say that you're my Pride48 husband, because one of my favorite memories is when they were giving us the keys to the presidential suite, and they referred to me as Mrs. Brewer. And
Did that happen?
I just thought it was funny. And a lot of my favorite memories of you has to do with drunken shenanigans in Vegas. I love you dearly. I've been thinking about you a lot. That's why I sent you a goat video, because when I think of Daniel, I think of screaming goats.
Yes.
Adam, you're okay too. But this is Daniel's
thank you. It is.
Anyhow, I will talk to you guys later. Seriously, love you both. Bye.
Okay, so I have this story to tell. I don't think I've told this story. Nessa indeed did send me a clip to the Whitney Houston goat video, which we used to have in rotation on Dubious Intent. And so I got this email from Nessa that had a link to a YouTube thing after I had asked people to send me funny YouTube links and whatnot. And the way that the things work around here in the morning are Zach gets up way earlier than I do, feeds the cats, and then he goes to work early because he likes to be done with his workday at 3:30. So he goes to work much earlier than I do. I wake up, with the cats somewhere around 8, and then I kind of doze back off and on until around 9. So a part of my morning routine is to kind of reach over and grab my phone and just see if there's any messages. And quite honestly, although I'll never admit this, but quite honestly, I'm just looking to see if anybody at work is like texting me, like going, "Hey, why aren't you done?" Like I have Teams on my phone, so I'm looking to see if anyone's expecting me somewhere, because that means, I can sleep for another 10 minutes. Anyway,
see, that's the benefit of having all of your coworkers in California and you're in Arkansas.
That's true.
They're not even awake until 10 o'clock.
So I clicked the link to watch the video, and for some reason, my phone's volume was all the way up. So it's Whitney Houston singing and then the screaming goat. And so I'm racing to like turn the volume down on my phone, and I hear from upstairs, and then Zach running down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you all right? What's wrong? What happened? What happened? I'm like, no, it was just a goat.
Has he not heard the Whitney goat?
No, he's never heard the Whitney goat before. So it was just kind of like, it scared him that suddenly I'm screaming down in the bedroom. It's like, rah, rah. So yeah, there you go. That was
Did you laugh? Did it make you laugh?
It made me laugh. Yes.
That's good.
I because we didn't do a podcast that week, I didn't talk about it. And I did send an email back to Nessa and told her. So it's just like, hey, just so you know.
You and I have a similar routine other than the cat. Because Mark also gets up early, and then but our difference is Sydney stays in bed with me because Sydney sleeps with us, and so she stays in bed with me. Mark takes his shower and does his thing, and then he gets up about 7 or 7:30, something like that, and then I roll out of bed around between 8:20 and 8:40.
Yes,
and take my shower and take Sydney out and all
like
that.
There's nothing else in your life that you do where it literally like 5 minutes makes a difference, right? It's like, why don't we have dinner around 7? And it's like, if you show up at 7:05 or, 7:06, no one's going to care, right? It's 5 minutes one way or the other. Nobody really cares and everything. But that waking up in the morning, it's just like, all right, if I skip brushing my teeth, I'll get an extra 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I think I can hold peeing. I think I can just skip peeing.
Oh, I hate it when I wake up early and I need to pee.
I think
and then
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and I don't want to get up because I want to have as long in bed as possible before I have to get up. And I think, if I get up and
if I wait until lunchtime to take my shower, I can cut off like 6 minutes.
I did that the other day.
I know. I heard that on the Geeky
really
Gay.
early.
By the way, this just in from Kathy Bacon on Twitter. Defending Jacob, he was accused of killing a boy, and he told his dad that joke when they were on a lunch date before the death.
Wow. I hope she's finished defending Jacob already, because I hope I didn't spoil the ending.
Yeah, you've completely ruined it. She's not going to watch it now.
Yeah.
Hopefully she's moved on to season 2 of For All Mankind, which just started today on Apple TV Plus. Anyway, that's not important. Thank you, Nessa, and thank you, Kathy Bacon. We do appreciate you calling. If you want to send us a voicemail, you may do so. Just head your browsing device over to voicemail.mixminuspodcast.com.
3, 2, 1. Contact.
Excellent. So yeah, that was an extra. That was an extra excellent. I just threw that in there, right there.
Value for the money.
Mm-hmm. So Kathy Bacon was talking about me getting an iPhone, which is something I think I had mentioned before that I was like toying with the idea, and I pretty much shot that down because I'm just too much of my life runs the way I like it to be run off of my current software on my phone, and I would have to switch to different software on the iPhone, and I just don't want to do that. So, but you wanted to talk about phones. What did you want to talk about with your phones?
Well, first of all, I'm an internet celebrity now.
Oh.
Because on Twitter, Mary Jo Foley and Paul Thurrott were talking about the Surface Duo.
Of which you're one of the 3 people in the United States that owns one, yes.
Someone had asked a question about the Surface Duo. Mary Jo and Paul were responding, and I tweeted back, and they both responded to me.
Oh.
So
for those listening who don't know, Mary Jo Foley and Paul Thurrott are 2 of the host of the Windows Weekly podcast, which is a big weekly, a big podcast from the This Week in Tech network,
and it's about Windows.
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway, so there's that, but that is only tangentially related to what I'm going to talk about.
Well, what did they reply back?
Well, I basically said that it wasn't worth the money, and that the form factor was interesting because I like to watch Netflix and look at Twitter at the same time, but that wasn't enough of a use case to make it worth what I spent for it. And they both agreed with me. I mean, it wasn't like we had an exchange.
Yes.
They didn't ask for my phone number or anything like that, but they both did respond. So I was like, woo, famous people responded. I mean, I do have a picture with Leo Laporte, so, I hobnob with the rich and famous.
You know, one of the things I had to do when I was going for this funeral is I had to dig up old pictures and get them scanned in, and so as I was going through some of my old photos, I found an autographed picture of Kate Patello and Leo Laporte from Tech TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's about years ago.
So this is just, it's not a dilemma, but I'm having a really interesting phone experience right now because at work, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without it taking forever, but at work we have a discount for AT&T, but you have to meet all this criteria. You have to be using your phone. You have to be using the specific phone that's tied to AT&T for work. You have to be using and have it registered with work. And it's a really big discount. It's like 80%. So the other day, and so when I bought the Surface Duo, I had another phone that I had never used. I had the OnePlus that was just sitting around. And then I had my old one that had a cracked screen. Well, because we're working from home now, I did not register the Surface Duo with BYOD, but I kept using the old phone on Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Well, AT&T sent out a notice saying, you're no longer eligible. We're going to remove this discount.
Oh.
So long story short, I had to put the SIM card back into the old phone until we get the whole thing rectified so we don't lose the discount. So now what I'm doing is I literally, and I decided I really like the OnePlus. I really like it better than the Surface Duo. It's very nice. It's got a very nice screen. It's got a very nice camera. Everything about it is really cool. So now what I'm doing is during the day, I'm carrying around the OnePlus 7 just on Wi-Fi to listen to podcasts and watch things. And then I'm carrying around my old phone with the actual SIM card in it for phone calls because I need it to continue to get my discount. And then at night, I like to watch things on the Surface Duo so that I don't blind Mark when he's trying to sleep because it's got 2 screens and I can hold them kind of like a newspaper, and so not as much of the light gets to him. So I'm carrying around 3 phones throughout the day. It's absolutely ridiculous. And
so how is this? What is this plan cost?
I don't even know. Mark pays the bills, but we get an 80% discount. So it would be normally it would be around, with two different phones no, it's not unlimited, with like 15 gig a month with unlimited text and calls.
Yes.
Probably it would be, I don't know, $150 a month or something. And we pay maybe $50 or something because we have an 80% discount. So we pay, I don't know, I'm totally making up those numbers because Mark pays the bills, but it's a huge discount. And obviously 80%. So, and eventually what I'm going to do is
it just blows my mind.
Eventually, I know you have some bargain basement thing where you get a gig a month or something, and you.
What do you mean a gig a month?
Well, aren't you doing one of those pay as you go sort of things where
I switched to Mint Mobile last year.
Oh, okay.
I'm in Mint. I currently, because I'm at home, I was on the 8 gig a month plan when I was traveling more, when I drove back and forth to work. But I'm currently on the 4 gig a month plan, unlimited everything else, 4 gigs of data. And then they just charge you for extra data after that. They throttle you after that. They don't shut you off after 4 gigs. Anyway, no, I pay by the year. So I just pay $180 a year. So $180 a year and I'm done.
So you pay less than we do. But
way less.
We have 2 phones and we have 15 gig or more of data per month. It may have gone up now because that was the original amount, but they may have raised it. I don't know.
Right. So according to their website, according to the Mint Mobile website here, 15 gigs a month is $25 a month.
Okay. Well,
and that's if you're paying month to month.
Do you get a commission?
No, I'm just saying if you pay yearly, you get a discount on that.
So anyway, right now and it's just a pain in the butt to register a phone with BYOD with Walmart, and they have all these restrictive rules where
plus you got to be on fucking AT&T.
No, they have discounts with other companies as well, but AT&T is really good here. So Mint Mobile might not be good in Arkansas. Like AT&T is really good in this area. I don't know.
Well, Mint Mobile is an MVNO for T-Mobile, so as long as T-Mobile and
T-Mobile's not good here.
Well, now that they own Sprint,
have it. Anyway, but the point of the story is I'm just ridiculous because I'm carrying around 3 phones.
Yeah, you are. I would just go to Google Fi and be done with it.
Mark's on it as well. I'd have to, we're in it together and it works for us, but I'm going to eventually just.
This is something that an assistant would do for you, Adam. They would. They would go and find you a better plan. That's just, that is insane. It just blows my mind when I hear people that pay more than $30 a month for their phone. I'm just like, Jesus, what, why? What are you getting that I'm not getting?
We probably don't, because it's for 3 phone lines. It's not just for 1. So you're telling me a cost for 1, but Mark and I have 3 phone lines.
Okay, great.
So
even
if you add them up,
even multiplied by 3, that's still less, right? If 180 times 3 is 540 divided by 12, that's $45 a month for three accounts. If I were going to do that. But you
get a lot less data than we get.
No, it's unlimited data. Well, it's 4 gigs of data, and then they throttle.
Right. We like to not be throttled.
Okay, but during this time that you're working at home, how are you using more than 4 gigs
a month? But it's such a pain to switch back and forth, and we're already with AT&T.
There's a website you go to and you just pick a number, and you just like,
Did you hear how complicated it was for me to let them know that my insurance had changed today? Can you imagine me trying to switch my phone plan and then go back when COVID's over? Please. Anyway, that's it. That's it. It's just, I just wanted to mention it because I've never mentioned it to anyone. I'm ridiculous. That's it.
News game. It's the news game. It's the news game. What questions will he ask? It is the news game segment of the show. By the way, you and Joe were both singing news quiz. It is news game.
See? Well, it's actually a news quiz.
I know, I understand that, but when you sing it, it's the news game, not news quiz.
By the way, I kind of also want to get that new Samsung S21 or whatever, that 21 Max or whatever it is they've been advertising. It looks really cool.
Okay.
But then I would have way too many phones. Anyway, keep going.
This is a segment of the show where Adam will read me some questions from the New York Times News Quiz of the Week. And I, using only my head, brain, and mouth words, will provide an answer to said question. These are multiple choice questions that come from the New York Times. If you'd like to play along, head over to nytimes.com, search for News Quiz, and you will be presented with the questions. Unlike that horrible quiz last week, this one will actually tell me immediately whether I'm right or wrong.
I still don't know.
Adam, what is the first question this week?
The record low temperatures in Texas this week threatened several animal species because also the animals in Texas don't know how to deal with snow.
Yes.
And people on beaches or in boats rescued 3,500 of which animal?
Oh, wow. What are my choices?
Okay, your choices are chimps, dolphins, frigates. I have no idea what that is. Frigates? Not really sure. Sea turtles or tropical birds.
Okay, I feel like dolphins are smart enough to just swim south to get to warmer water. So boats, people in boats.
What?
Didn't you say people in
not
boats?
In boats. What animal did they say?
No. In the lead up to it, you said people in boats rescued.
Oh, on beaches or in boats.
On beaches or in boats. I'm gonna go with the birds. I think it's the sea birds because they seem like they're dumb.
Tropical birds. All right, that is incorrect.
What was the answer?
The answer is sea turtles.
Sea turtles. Okay, sea turtles.
Yeah, about 3,500 sea turtles spent some time inside the South Padre Island Convention Center in Texas after people rescued them.
Oh. Well, good for them.
Anyway, the U.S. has administered about 17 vaccine shots per 100 residents. Britain has administered about 25 per 100. Roughly how many has the European Union administered per 100 residents?
I have no idea. What are my choices?
1, 5, 15, 25, or 35.
All right. So what was the progression? Who did the first one?
The U.S. is 17 out of 100.
Except for Alaska. We know that Alaska is 19, according to Tim in Alaska. Yes.
Britain is 25 per 100.
Oh, look at them. That's 25%.
Apparently Israel is doing really well. Like they're almost done or something.
There's
They've
like
almost
7
vaccinated
people.
everyone.
There's like 7 people that live in Israel. So what was it? What's the question? It's the EU?
Yeah, the EU.
Okay. So it's going to be less than 25. So what are the numbers less than 25?
15, 5, or 1.
I'm going to go with 5.
Correct. Across the 27 states of the European Union, only about 5 of every 100 residents have received a dose, while France, Austria, and Czech Republic are all below that dismal mark.
That's right. There you go.
All right. Myanmar's military began trying Da Aung San Suu Kyi.
Yes.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The country's deposed leader in secret this week.
Yes.
In 1990, the military also kept her from running the country after an election she appeared to have won. What happened in the wake of that election?
I don't know any of these this week. What's the
she fled in secret to Bhutan.
Yes.
She immigrated to the United States.
No.
She participated in a failed coup with dissatisfied generals.
No.
She won the Nobel Peace Prize. Or she announced her retirement from politics. Cyclone in the chat room says she sang "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina."
The truth is, she never left them. What was the first one?
She fled in secret to Bhutan.
I'm gonna go with she won the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's correct. She won. A founder of Myanmar's National League for Democracy was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her peaceful resistance to the military junta that locked her up. Junta?
I love how you pronounce them. I'm not going to correct you.
Not good. Mm-hmm. All right.
What was it? That was 3, right?
It was 3.
This is the penultimate question here. It has to do with Rush Limbaugh. Yes.
Rush Limbaugh, the scathing talk radio commentator who captivated conservative audiences for decades.
Yes.
Died Wednesday at 70.
Yes.
What was his first job in radio?
He was a DJ for like a country station. What are my choices?
An intern at Fox News.
No.
An after-school disc jockey at a local Missouri station. A baseball announcer for the Kansas City Royals.
Nope.
An assistant who prepared President Franklin Roosevelt for his fireside chats.
No, it's the after-school DJ. I know he worked at like a country station, I think.
That's correct. I thought he used to sit in overnights at a gospel station and listen and just make sure everything went correct.
No, that was me.
Oh,
and it wasn't a gospel station.
Sorry,
I was listening to the Larry King show.
Sorry,
who also recently died.
I got you confused with Rush Limbaugh. Sorry about that. Okay, last question.
Well, you can tell the difference between us because I don't have a presidential medal for you.
Naomi Osaka beat Serena Williams in the semifinal at the Australian Open, denying Williams of a shot to win a record-tying 24th Grand Slam singles title. Who holds that record currently?
Lynn Brewer.
No. Do you want to know your choices?
Yeah, what are my choices? It's probably
Bjorn Borg.
Yes.
Margaret Court. Roger Federer, Steffi Graf, Rafael Nadal, or Monica Seles.
I didn't hear Martina Navratilova in there, so I'm going to go with Federer. That would be my guess. Is it Federer?
That is incorrect, Daniel. It is Margaret Court.
Margaret Court. Yeah, oh, that makes sense because the tennis courts were named after her. It's like his name Margaret Court.
So that was 5 questions, and you got 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Not great, but I really wasn't paying attention to a lot of the news this week. I'm just saying.
I understand. Are you ready for your Trivial Pursuit?
I believe that I am, Adam. Let's throw 60 seconds up on the big clock.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
What's a German sign reading Rauchen verboten, telling you not to do?
No rowing?
No, that's incorrect. It's smoke. What was the nickname of jazzman John Burks Gillespie?
Dizzy.
Yes, that is correct. Who did former communist Alexander Kawas defeat in the 1995 Eastern European presidential election?
Lech Walesa.
You're right.
Oh my
God.
You sound so shocked.
What's the largest whale with teeth?
The killer whale.
It is not. It's the sperm whale. What sport did Margaret Abbott play to become the first U.S. woman to win the Olympic gold in 1900?
Cross-country skiing.
Incorrect. Golf. What church raised millions selling members electropsychometer lie detectors?
Church of Scientology.
That's correct.
All right, we're done.
And you got 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6. Look at me.
So you're getting better.
I know. I'm getting better at the old Trivial Pursuit.
So you got 6 out of 11.
6 out of 11. That is that's a 620, right? That's a big number. That's way higher than anything that Baron Frosty could do. I don't know why I'm picking on Baron Frosty. I'm just saying he doesn't listen. So he's a safe. Is
Baron Frosty wealthy?
I have no way of knowing that. How would I know that?
So Baron Frosty acts as if he's wealthy, meaning he says things that lead people to believe that he has a silver spoon in his mouth. And
well, it's silver colored. I don't think he would actually pop for the entire silver thing, which is why he ends up being wealthy, because he doesn't spend money on frivolous thing like silverware. See what I did there, Adam? I like took it out to the ending there, and it's like I thought that was a pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah, it was very good.
You're learning how to do this podcasting
I know.
thing. I
This
think
podcasting thing is going to be big, Adam. It's going to be huge. Let me tell you, this whole podcasting thing it's going to be huge. Each and every single week, Adam, we get a FedEx delivery from our executive producer, Cyclone, of all kinds of things that.
Wait, we got one this week?
Did we?
I don't think we got one this week. Or it didn't come to me.
Says yes.
Okay.
Says
sure.
I saw it in my email, but now I don't see it. Where is it?
I didn't get one.
Today's the night. Yeah, I know it's February 19th. I don't see it here though. But I thought I saw it come through yesterday.
I didn't get one. But yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking. February 19th. Let's see if I get. No, I have content from February 12th. I don't have content from February 19th. We're checking here.
Oh, there's been technical. The delivery did not make it.
Checking here.
The snow.
And it's probably the snow in Texas that slowed down the delivery of those FedEx trucks to get us the content that we have here. I don't know where that would be. I see February 5th. I see February 12th, but I don't see February 19th.
Yeah, I didn't get one.
But I feel like I just saw it last night.
Oh, maybe you did.
No,
I didn't.
In fairness, I was, exhausted and tired.
You had other things on your mind.
I was tired last night.
He resent it. Did you get it?
Not yet, but let me see. There it is, Adam.
It.
There it is. It's the February 19th.
There's no attachment.
I see it now.
Oh.
No, wait, I don't see an attachment.
There's
it says see attached, but there's nothing attached.
No, there it is. There it is. He sent a second one.
Oh.
Try the second one. This is great podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking for an email.
No, we're not. All right. These are things that all happened on February 19th of some year, Adam. Some year. This is all from the Mix Minus Research Center archives and Test Kitchen. Today, by the way, Adam, February 19th is National Tug of War Day.
Oh?
Did you know that?
I did not know that. I think I would lose
I don't think I ever really understood the rules of tug of war.
You tug.
Okay, but there's like some ribbon on the rope, and what is like? What do you like? Is the goal to pull the other team over, or is it to?
No, I think there are different ways of doing tug of war. So if you're doing the cleaner version, the non-messy version, then the ribbon in the middle is the line that you're trying to get to go across. There's some boundary line, and you're tugging, and you're trying to get that ribbon to go over the line so that you're pulling the other team.
I'm not the only one that's confused by it, Adam, because in 1900, the tug of war was an actual Olympic event. But following a number of controversies, tug of war was dropped from the games in 1920.
But a lot of times what they'll do let's say you go to summer camp or something like that.
Yes.
A lot of times what they'll do for tug of war is they'll put a mud pit or something like that in the middle. And then the loser basically gets pulled into the mud.
Oh, that sounds, fun. Today, February 19th, is also National Chocolate Mint Day.
I've never been I say that. I've never been a peppermint patty sort of guy, but I do enjoy the mints they have at Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Which are kind of similar. I mean, it's a similar concept.
It is. But when you bite into a York peppermint patty, do you get the sensation of being on top of the mountain with a cool breeze?
You do, I guess. I don't really bite into York peppermint patties, but the Olive Garden ones, it's almost like you're brushing your teeth and eating chocolate at the same time. It's weird.
In 1993, The Crying Game came out.
I've never seen that.
I know all there is to know about The Crying Game. The Crying Game, it starred, what was his name? Jay such and such. I don't remember, but he went on.
Blind Guy Jay?
Yeah, it starred Blind Guy Jay, who went on to be Raw in Stargate. So if you ever saw the movie Stargate, Raw was played by the same guy that was, yes, RT Cruiser in the chat room, Jay Davidson, exactly. In 2002, Sylvia Rivera died at age 50. I know you don't know who she was, do you? She was an American gay liberation and transgender activist and a self-identified drag queen. She was a founding member of both the Gay Liberation Front and the Gay Activist Alliance with her close friend Marsha P. Johnson.
I know Marsha.
Yeah.
We gave a big donation to Marsha this year or last year.
I mean, she's dead. You gave it to her foundation, but yeah. Let's see. In Disney news, in 1943, Disney's Mickey Mouse short Pluto and the Armadillo, directed by Clyde Geronimi, is released. Mickey's pal Pluto befriends an armadillo while on a South American trip. Originally planned to be part of the Three Caballeros, it was developed from the South America Disney Good Neighbor trip. I don't know what that means, but I don't think I've ever seen that.
Normally, here in Arkansas, you don't befriend an armadillo. You try not to run over them and damage your tires. Is what you do.
In 1985, Mickey Mouse is welcomed to China as part of the 30th anniversary of Disneyland. And in 2012, singer Kelly Clarkson, in the midst of a North American tour, visits Walt Disney World, first rising to fame as the winner of the first season of American Idol in 2002. In July 2004, Clarkson's single "Breakaway" was first released by Walt Disney Records. Did you know that? I guess you didn't.
No, but we're saying when an artist visits Disneyland for the first time or Disney World for the first time.
In 1807, Aaron Burr is arrested in Alabama on charges of plotting to annex Spanish territory in Louisiana and Mexico to be used toward the establishment of an independent republic.
Wait, is that the same Aaron Burr?
That is the same Aaron Burr.
From
Adam.
Hamilton?
Yes, the former U.S. vice president.
Huh.
And in 1878, Thomas Edison patented the phonograph. Let's see. In 2010, Tiger Woods apologized for extramarital affairs. And in 1473, Polish astronomer Copernicus is born, which we've named many spacecraft after.
You know, speaking of that, the Mars thingy happened this week. We didn't talk about it, but the Promiscuous, what's it called?
The Promiscuous?
The USS Promiscuous?
Prometheus?
Yeah, that one. The Prometheus. It landed on Mars this week and it started sending back photos. You know, those would be much different photos if it was really called Promiscuous.
It was called the Promiscuous.
Yeah. Oh, Perseverance in the chat.
Oh,
room.
the Perseverance. Yeah, I didn't. I heard it on the Rachel Maddow show, but I wasn't paying a lot of attention to it. Adam, there were some #1 movies that happened on February 19th across many different years, including Deadpool in 2016. But I'm going to play you a theme song for one of the other #1 movies on February 19th, and you're going to tell me what it is. You ready? Here we go, Adam. Any idea?
Wow, that is it unknown?
It is not unknown, Adam. It's the Jackie Chan movie Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh my God, I didn't know that was a Jackie Chan movie. I was thinking, oh, that music sounds very, what's the politically correct way to say how that sounds?
Asian?
Sounds very
Asian. Yes.
You don't want to say like The Rug. Anyway, so I was thinking that, but I was like, which one of these movies have Asian plots or actors in them? And I couldn't think.
You don't normally think of Asian when you hear Bronx, right?
No, I don't.
February 19th, we would like to say a very happy birthday to David Gandy, who's an English model. Justine Bateman, you know, she was, what's his name's sister? Jason. Yeah, Jason Bateman's sister, Justine.
She was also on Family Ties.
Yes. Seal turned 58. He was formerly married to Heidi Klum. And Prince Andrew turned 61. And also R&B icon Smokey Robinson turned 81.
I was just watching a documentary just the other day, and Justine Bateman was in it.
Yeah.
But there was no mention of why she was in it. She was there talking, but with no clue as to how she related to this particular documentary. Anyway, I don't even remember what it was, so it doesn't matter.
And it also on February 19th, it was Falco's birthday, who died in 1998. So happy birthday to each and every one of you. On the cover of the Weekly World News, a new flu virus will kill 50 million.
Oh, how timely.
This is from 1996. So they were only off by, 50-something years? No, they were off by 30-something years.
Oh my gosh. If this is true, we have a lot more deaths to go.
Do we?
We're not anywhere near 50 million.
Worldwide? I think we are.
Not deaths.
Damn.
No.
Okay, let's see. How do I get to the coronavirus thing here? U.S. total is 500,000 deaths, but I don't know what worldwide deaths are. I don't know. Well, yeah, we got a lot more to go.
It's not 50 million.
Okay, well, it's less than 50 million. So yeah, I guess
it is. We've got a long road ahead of us if this is a correct article.
Well, I mean, it's 30 years late, so I don't think you can claim credit for that. 30 years late. Let's see, what else do we have here? The flu about to America. I don't even think that's the right headline. And then there's a secret diaries, the terrible truth of JFK, the terrible truth that he kept from Jackie, and his talks with Lincoln's ghost.
These always remind me of those stupid clickbait articles that you see online now. You know, Justine Bateman kept a secret from her brother for 10 years.
That's right.
Click here to find out. And then not only that, but it's one of those with an image on each page and you have to click all the way to the end.
I hate those things.
And then they don't tell you. Anyway, it's horrible. That's it.
Goldie Hawn was on the cover of TV Guide in 1971, and Red Fox was on the cover in 1976. Angela Lansbury in 1986, and anyone? Oh, yeah, Q and Catherine Janeway.
I have two things to say. First of all, I've said this before, but my brother loved Sanford and Son. So I'm coming to see you, Elizabeth, whatever her name was. Anyway, and also Angela Lansbury was in Murder, She Wrote, and Auntie Scott
was in
an episode of Murder, She Wrote. So all of you level 13ers, you can go out and research that. Look for Auntie Scott in the credits.
She was a cab driver.
Yeah, he was a cab driver. Yep.
Oh, dear me! As I'm sitting here in Cape Cabot Cove, Maine, I need to go to the airport. I better call me a taxi cab. I'm pretty sure that's how that scene went.
Something like that.
Oh, call me a taxi cab. I know I watched Murder, She Wrote when it was on, because it was on. My parents watched it. I don't think I've ever gone back and actually ever watched Murder, She Wrote.
I've never watched Murder, She Wrote. I did find that one episode that Auntie Scott is in and watch his scenes. But I've never seen an entire episode of Murder, She Wrote. But I am a big fan of Matlock. I know it's not really related, but it seems like one of those old people shows.
Well, it looks like you can watch all 12 seasons of Murder, She Wrote on Peacock.
On PBS?
No, on Peacock, Adam. On Peacock.
Cock. My peacock.
Peacock. There you go. That is the things that happened on February 19th from all those different years. And that came from our executive producer, Cyclone, who we appreciate very much. Adam.
Yes.
I just read an article today.
Did you?
Yeah, it was about your place of employment, who is now going to be increasing the minimum wage that they pay their employees to $15 an hour. I would just like to say, well done, Walmart. Thank you for joining us in 2020 or 2021 and in the modern day. So
well, thank you, Daniel. I was at the table for that decision, and I said we have to do this. We absolutely must. and they listen to me.
Do you even know what you make an hour? Because I actually had to do math to figure out what I made an hour, because once you're past a certain point, you don't actually count by hours, right? You make a salary, and it's like, do you know what your hourly wage is?
I don't. I have figured it out at some point, but you want me to figure it out right now? Well,
no,
then someone can do the
can.
math.
I'm just gonna say, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I think you make about what I make, and you might even make a little more than I make. But I think you could buy a Rodecaster Pro after only 12 hours of work. I think 12 hours of work would get you a Rodecaster Pro.
Well, how would I figure that out?
So I would. Days. What we would do is you would take your annual salary and you would divide it by 59.1. No, excuse me, 52.1.
There are 26 pay periods in a year.
Yes, but there's 52.1 weeks in a year, 52 point something like that. So it's like, I would just say 52.1. So take your annual salary and divide it by 52.1, and that gives you your weekly salary, and then divide that by 40. Yeah, so divide that by 40. So your salary divided by 52.1 divided by 40.
Okay. Did you want an answer?
Yeah, what's your answer? What do you make?
About $63 an hour.
Oh wow! Look at you with your $63. You got a raise.
I shouldn't say that because someone will do the math. Reverse engineer that.
You wouldn't even take
you're gonna bleep that, right?
Wouldn't even take you 12 hours to get that Rodecaster Pro.
Well, it's what the Rodecaster Pro is about
$600.
$600, right? So
yeah,
I mean, it would still take
less than 12 hours to get that.
A day. Well, 2 days. It would take you
a day and a quarter, a day and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere in there. And you too could have a Rodecaster Pro.
And that's minus my why am I saying this?
I don't know.
That's just my base.
I'm not bleeping it out. I'm leaving it in there. People are going to do it. It's like, wow, I needed a bigger bouquet of flowers. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, Adam, I have to push a button over here. That's the wrong place. This is the right button. I just wanted to say congratulations.
Wait, I gave mine. What was yours?
Oh, I make like 52. 53. So clearly a lot less than you. So I need to step my game up. Gonna have to have a talk. I don't know who I'm gonna talk to.
Go to your boss and say, I clearly need to be making more than my co-host.
I clearly need to be making more than Adam at Walmart.
Yeah.
Maybe I should just go work at Walmart. Anyway,
they just wanted to make sure I was above minimum wage. That's all.
That's probably what it is. Adam, if people would like to send us an email, they can do so. contact@mix-podcast.com. You can also leave us a voicemail by pointing your browsing device to voicemail.mix-podcast.com and leave us a voicemail, just like Nessa and Kathy Bacon did this week.
I just wanted to point out that I could have completely made up those numbers. It could be much higher or much lower. You'll never know.
This podcast is a proud member of the Pride48 Podcasting Network. Check out more great shows at pride48.com.
Archer Radio.
Listening to Archer Radio.
Today is Thursday, February 25th, 2021, and this would normally be a gangbang, but I only have one guest with me, so we're just having sex. Joining me tonight is Blind Guy Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hey, well, it's nice to be having sex with you.
Exactly. Are you a top or a bottom? Or versatile?
Verse.
Yeah.
Mostly a side. We didn't talk about it much because my first episode was lost, but anal sex is just not something that I don't know. Don't get into it that much. So
there's
done it before, but it's not my thing. I prefer a good blowjob, hand jobs, like mutual masturbation. Like there's lots of great ways to get off. So
all right. What a great way to start the episode.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it is a gangbang. we got to do something or say something exciting, right?
Exactly, something sexual. Well, as I said in the email, I wanted to talk about TV shows and what everyone's watching now and like what they recommend, things like that. I will say that this conversation came about actually a couple weeks ago because a listener from Facebook, I think I mentioned him the other day. Is it Gary? Shit, I'm going to get that wrong again. No, I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. It was Scott. Sorry. What did I say? I don't even know what I said.
Gary.
Yeah, not Gary.
There's Garys out there. There's Scotts out there.
Yeah. No, this was Scott. He recommended that that my husband and I watch The Flight Attendant on HBO Max. Mm-hmm. And we did. We watched the entire series. It's like, well, I shouldn't say the entire thing. It's only 8 episodes. But it was so good. We really enjoyed that. So that was a really good recommendation. So
I've heard really mixed things about it. Some people don't like the lead actress.
Oh, Kaylee Cuoco?
Yeah. And I from what I've heard, I don't know. I've seen clips and she seems funny so I don't know why some folks don't care for her, but that's true of any actor, I'm sure.
Right. Everyone has their own opinions about who the people are. But now, do you have HBO Max?
I don't.
Okay, so then you haven't even seen the.
No, it's one that would be interesting to watch, though. I think.
Yes, I would highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I wanted to keep watching it. Like I can sit and binge, 6 or 7 episodes at a time or whatever. But my husband is he doesn't really care to watch that much TV, so he'll watch 1 episode a night. So it took us
goodness.
Yeah, it took us like 2 weeks to see the whole thing because some nights he didn't want to watch the same thing again. He wanted to watch something different. And I was just like, let's just sit here and watch the entire thing. But no, he didn't want to do that. So it was
my husband and I'll run through sometimes a whole 10 or even 13 episode series in a weekend, right? If we get started and it's like, well, this is what we're doing.
Right. Now, what is a series that you have been watching lately?
Well, we just started a series. I want to come back to a really good movie we saw, but we just started a series called Behind Her Eyes.
Oh, is that on Netflix?
Yes, it's an English kind of mystery or drama. I don't remember the keywords in it, but it's kind of a it's a slow burn, I guess. You're just following a woman's life, and it's really interesting, but there's so much that we don't know, and it becomes obvious pretty quick, like something's going on here,
right?
But we don't know what it is. And they've done a great job of giving little tidbits, right? And I think we're 4
episodes in,
or 5 episodes in, and there's still like the big mystery between it's a psychiatrist, his secretary, and his wife that are kind of the lead characters in this series. And there's still something going on between the psychiatrist and his wife that you just don't know. Like their relationship is really interesting, very different, and we're very intrigued to learn what's going on. So at least from that perspective, it's holding up well. It's slow, and so sometimes I also feel like when they adapt, it's a limited series,
right,
which based on a book, and I feel like sometimes this happens where they adapt a book and they do a whole series out of it, and it's like,
right,
okay,
so
maybe it should have been it should have been maybe 3 or 4 mini episodes, and they could have made it move faster.
Yeah.
But I also recognize that if they want to hold truer to the book, one of our, the complaint you always hear is like, oh, a movie, it's just not as good as the book because they don't develop things, and they're developing the characters really well. And the actors are great, and it's very interesting. So.
Now that's an interesting thing. So I'm looking at it right now on Netflix, and it is they have like the top 10 list in the United States today, and Behind Her Eyes is number 2.
Yeah,
and
it's brand new, so it was recommended, and we oftentimes, if we don't have something we're waiting for, we'll just grab whatever they recommend.
Well, this says the 3 keywords are mind-bending, ominous, and psychological.
Yep. Now, is number 1 Because I Care?
Or it's like it's similar to that. It's called I Care a Lot.
Oh, I Care a Lot. Yes,
Yeah.
I have the title wrong. I Care a Lot. We watched, and that's the movie I wanted to come back to.
Oh
my gosh, it is so good.
Well, now let me take a look
and the
at
character is awful. I mean, she is. I heard an interview with Rosamund Pike, the woman who plays the lead, and she said my character is appalling but delicious.
Well, the words here are slick, suspenseful, and dark comedy.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I see that. What's
so dark?
What's that lady's name? I can see her. I'm looking at it now on on Netflix. What is her name? She's a famous actress. More. Let me click on more.
Well, the lead is Rosamund Pike, and apparently she was a Bond girl and then played in Gone Girl.
Okay. Yes, she was in Gone Girl. That's right. The one I'm thinking of is Diane Wiest. Yeah, she's the older lady in that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's the. You don't learn about who the relationships are, but the premise of the movie is Rosamund Pike is a court-appointed caregiver who comes in and takes care of people. But she is crooked as crooked can be, and is taking advantage of folks, right? So she like swoops in, sort of takes over their life, and sells off everything, and she is benefiting financially.
I was just going to say, does she take their money from them?
Essentially, yes.
Oh, wow.
She's essentially like selling off all their stuff, and I mean when it starts, you get a few little tidbits first, and then they sort of dive into the main plot line with this woman who the doctor is, there's a doctor who's kind of in on it too. Okay. And the doctor says, oh, this patient, I think she might be a cherry. And the doctor writes up a report, sends it to the court, and they essentially say she's showing signs of dementia and can't care for herself.
Ah, so she needs a caregiver.
Oh yeah, and they're just slick the way they have everything lined up, and her character is just, like she said in the interview, appalling but delicious. Like you just you want to see what she'll do next, and she seems so sincere, but it's just awful. It gives you the shivers almost.
Well,
it's
then
like,
I definitely have to watch that.
Terrible. Oh yeah, no, and it's a fantastic performance.
And it's like a 2-hour movie, so I'll have to watch that on a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, and it has some interesting twists. It's I highly recommend it. It's one of the best things we've seen in a while, because Netflix does a lot of movies now, and they've had a lot of big name actors, that they're getting, and some of them that we've seen, we've just kind of been like, okay, like it was fun, it was worth a couple hours of time, but nothing to sort of be awed by, or but I guess she's already up for, I think, being considered for a Golden Globe award.
That'll be cool. I think that's coming up on Sunday, isn't it? No. Is it the Emmys?
I don't know. I'm bad at keeping up with award shows.
Well, it's Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. So now I can't remember. I don't know if it's the Golden Globes or if it's the Emmys. No, it's got to be. I think it's the Golden Globes. Anyway, do you watch any documentaries from Netflix?
It's been a while, but I have wanted to watch the Britney Spears one.
Now that's on.
I think that's Hulu.
Yeah, either Hulu or HBO Max. I can't remember now because I already saw that.
Did somebody?
Or is it Amazon Prime?
I may be mixed up, but I want to say there might be two different ones, maybe. But I could be totally wrong.
Let me go to Hulu real quick because I have Hulu too. I don't see. It's not on the main page here. Let's see. Oh, I have to log in. Oh. Then they make you do that stupid robot thing. Palm trees.
Yeah.
Click on all the palm trees.
I've only got Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu. So
well, that's the three major ones.
Those are usually enough to keep us. We don't have any regular TV, so
right.
We sort of survive on a steady diet of that. And I buy movies from time to time. iTunes has a lot of audio described content, and they have an audio track that has like extra narration to describe what's going on.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you go into the language selection, and you choose the audio described track. And Netflix, all their original stuff, if it's always audio described, all the Netflix originals.
Yeah.
And it's the only challenge we run into is we get recommendations sometimes. We had one the other day that was, I think it was called Tribes of Europa.
Oh.
And it looked good, but it's German. And so the audio description track is German, right? So they audio describe it in the primary language that it was produced in. And even though it may have other languages, they don't audio describe it in every language. So,
well, can you switch it to English?
Well, it comes up for us in English, but there's no audio description.
Oh, I see.
On the English track, right? Because it was made in German. So they have a German track and a German audio description track. So that's our the one thing I encounter from time to time is some of the popular ones end up being made in other countries.
Right,
but
right.
We still have a lot of content with Australian, English, and American stuff that are all available. So,
okay, so I just found the Britney Spears thing that you're talking about. That is on Hulu, and it's produced by the New York Times. So that's
okay,
and that's the one that I did see. But I do think there is another one, like you said. I think there's a couple, but I thought that was really interesting too. And did you say you had seen it, or that you want to see it?
No, I want to. I just haven't taken the time. My husband, sometimes we watch stuff on our own that like the other person's not into.
Right.
My husband's watching NCIS, and he started it a long time ago, and most of it's audio described, but it's something that he just watches on his own because it's something when he gets home in the afternoon and I'm still working, he'll like just go relax and watch that for a while to wind down. Yeah. And I would love to watch it at some time, but there's so many seasons. I think he's on season like 15 now or something.
My God. See, I don't even find that I don't even find that interesting that I would want to watch that, because those are hour-long episodes too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I like shorter episodes, like 45. Well, I guess without the commercials, it is about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's about a 45 probably without.
Well, the Britney Spears documentary is an hour and 15 minutes long, so you'll have to watch that on Hulu whenever you get a chance.
Yeah, I'm trying to open Netflix to see what other stuff I've watched recently, because it's surprising how quickly I forget.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm the same way. But I actually just watched I was asking about documentaries because I just watched a documentary today called "Made You Look." It's a true story about fake art and how for 20 years this one gallery in New York was selling $80 million worth of fraudulent artwork by artists like what's his name? Rothko? I think it's Rothko. Is that what it is? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. I just watched it today. What's the guy's name who did all the splatter painting? Pollock, Jackson Pollock.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's like 3 or 4 different artists that they sold, but they claim they did not know that they were selling fake art, but they were. I thought it was a really interesting documentary. If you're interested in art at all, or documentaries, it's called Made You Look, and it's on Netflix. So yeah,
Okay.
and it's like an hour and a half long. It was worth it.
I'm not super into art, just partially probably because I can't see it, and so it takes some of the appreciation out of it if it has to be described. I know some people who are blind who are really into it, but just
I
never
didn't even think about that.
Caught my attention.
Yeah,
I'm more likely to listen to music or be interested in, a sort of a bio of like a rock band or something,
Right. Well, this isn't necessarily, they don't just really describe the art. It's really about the story of the woman who was providing this fake art, and then the lady who was the dealer who was selling it, and then the gallery it was being sold from, and then they get later into it, they get into the court case, and I just thought it was really interesting. So
yeah,
like
and I tend to like the intrigue part of those kind of things. My husband and I do a lot of the stuff we watch together is either crime or mystery is the wrong word, like thriller or stuff where there's a mystery of some kind that you're crime drama, like you're trying to figure out what happened or solve like some of the real crime stories we've watched. And
then I have another one for you on Netflix, because I just watched this last week. It's called The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. Have you seen that?
No.
It's a documentary, and it's about this hotel in Los Angeles that's in the like Skid Row section of the city. And there's like all these murders and disappearances and all this crime that's happened in this hotel. But they're focusing on one disappearance of this Asian lady who, when you look at you might remember, there was a video of her. She's getting on the elevator and she's pressing all the buttons, and she's like looking out of the elevator, and she's moving her hands around like she's talking to someone, but there's nobody there. The whole story is about how this woman vanished and how she possibly, how they found her, and all this kind of stuff. So, and that goes into the history of the Cecil Hotel too, which is kind of creepy. But if you're interested, like in the mystery kind of, not this was not a murder, but like a mystery kind of thing. That would be a good one to listen to, watch.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it because I like the crime stuff. I watch a lot of crime stuff. Like I don't know, I am part of, or I've joined the Discovery Plus channel, which is another streaming service. And they have the ID channel on there. So I watch all this stuff with, like On the Case with Paula Zahn and Murder in the Heartland and all these different crime murder shows on the ID channel. What does ID stand for? I should know that. I don't even know. But anyway,
is it just identity, or?
I don't know.
Or is ID like an acronym? I don't. Yeah,
I think it is an acronym, but I don't know. Maybe it just means identity. I don't know. But I love all those crime shows, and these are all anywhere from 30 minutes to 45-minute episodes. And I just love them. So if you like the crime stuff, you might want to check into that.
Yeah. Like I have one sitting in my list here on Netflix called Night Stalker, The Hunt for a...
Yes, Richard Ramirez.
A serial killer.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Is it good?
It is good, but they kind of draw it out because this is what they've been doing with these lately. This is a story that's been told multiple times. The guy... I think his name is Richard Ramirez, who murdered all these people and all these women and stuff. And like this one is stretched out for 4 episodes. Anywhere from 46 to 48 minutes. So it's not that bad. But they tell this. I've seen this story on multiple crime drama series, and this is just another, version of the story. Basically, it's the same story. But if you're not familiar with him at all, then definitely watch it.
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with that story, so it might be good. But what was I don't remember the title of the one we watched, but it had Judith Light in it, and she played the mother of a security guard at the Olympic Games.
Yes, but actually it wasn't Judith Light. It was,
wasn't it?
It's called Richard. Yes. I actually have that movie in my Plex Media server. Let me see. I'll find it real fast.
It wasn't a movie, though. It was a series.
Oh, well, this is a movie. It won some Oscars. Kathy Bates was nominated for the Oscar playing his mother. Richard, what is his name? Richard.
Okay, so
Richard
now I'm going to have to.
It's a movie from 2019. About the Olympic Park bombing in the 1984 Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, and so they made a series out of it on Netflix.
I did not even know that.
And Judith Light played his mom.
Really?
Yeah, and it was good, but again, it's one of those that you start to, it's when you're 8 episodes in, you're like, okay, can we just wrap it up already? Like it had more action towards the end, but by then I think you're feeling tired and a little weary about the journey to get there because it's just really long. And I don't mind, developing it, but sometimes I feel like, that might have been a great 2-hour movie.
I'm looking now. I did a search for Richard Jewell, and I do not find it. But
try searching for Judith Light.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Do that next, Judith Light. Let's see.
I believe I've got the name right. I could.
No,
be totally
I know who
wrong.
Judith Light is. She's from.
Yeah. Who's the boss?
And a thing called "In Defense of a Married Man" comes up, but I don't think that's it.
No.
Let me see. Now, interesting. That same series just came up. Manhunt: Deadly Games. I wonder if she's in one of those episodes, maybe.
Yeah, Manhunt: Deadly Games is it, I think.
Oh, that is it. Yeah, it says despite heroics, security guard Richard Jewell becomes a suspect in the FBI investigation of a foiled terrorist plot of the 1996 Olympics, not 1984, 1996. Oh, 84 was in Los Angeles anyway. So yes, this is it. You were right. The Manhunt: Deadly Games, and she's in there.
Mm-hmm.
She plays the mother. Yeah, there's a picture of her right there. Yeah.
And she plays a great she was not really a likable character.
Oh, okay.
And so it was a fantastic performance because she plays she's kind of rough as a mom. It's like, ooh, ouch. Like the guy, she does not treat him well. And admittedly, he's
kind of a loser.
Yeah, you can sort of identify with the fact that mom's being a little hard on him because his history is not, that of somebody who's like made a great name for himself, and his job performance has not always been fantastic.
Right.
And, and that's part of
successful.
What gets him into the situation where the FBI feels like he's the easy guy to blame for it, even though the evidence doesn't, stand up really well.
Right.
In support of it, but they sort of do that before they blame him before they've really investigated it well. And
right.
just
And actually, I remember
do it
that
because
too.
they're under so much pressure.
Yeah, because they were starting to blame him for the bombing. They thought he did it. But now this series is 10 episodes long, and they're about 45 to 47 minutes long.
Yeah, it was a long.
So is this? So would you agree that this one is another one that they've kind of stretched out to make it a series?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it had it. If you like all the details and the intrigue, it really went into the bomber and the guy from. It's not alcohol. It's not ATF. What's the bomb or is that ATF?
That is ATF.
Maybe okay.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
Firearms, yeah. But they did all the, the guy that is investigating was a great like character, and he's trying to reconstruct and piece together these different crimes, and he figures out a link between the two because he's just a super smart guy.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to present the information to the FBI, and they're not listening, and they're very reluctant to have his help, even though he has discovered some flaws, in their how they jump to their conclusions. So
right.
it was really good. So, but I'm guessing like a 2-hour movie would have been a quick summary.
Correct. Yes. Interesting.
So.
They called it Manhunt Deadly Games. I wonder if, because it says 1 season here, I wonder if they could use that title for like a whole nother season of a completely different drama.
I'm sure they could actually. I mean, that's a thought where, what's the other one? Is it Sinners? I think is another series that has different crimes that happen, and I think they're all centered in a town. And we watched the first season, and it was. We haven't jumped back to watching the additional 2 seasons that they've released. Part of it was, I think, the first one. It was a fascinating story, but again, we got a little bored with the journey because it was pretty slow paced and just a lot of investigation. But it was, they're interesting stories. I just feel like they stretch them out a bit.
Okay, so I looked it up, and I think it's called The Sinner. The Sinner, and there are 3 seasons, and it looks like the seasons are named for the person who is there that they're focusing on.
Yeah. So is that when the season or the first season was a woman flips out and kills a guy on a beach?
Yes.
Or in a park or something? I think
on
a park,
beach.
maybe.
Yeah, on a beach.
Yeah.
And then there's the second season is called Julian, and the third season is called Jamie. And it says, in a small town, New York, a haunted detective. I don't know why they're calling him a haunted detective.
He's kind of a haunted. How do you describe his character? He's older, weary, got some. He's not a perfect cop, right?
So he's got his own issues.
He's got his own dark kind of side and issues going on. Yeah.
Well, it says a haunted detective hunts for answers about perplexing crimes while wrestling with his own demons. So there you go. And that's played by Bill Pullman, is the guy. Yeah,
and he's good.
In the third season, that guy is a gay guy, I believe. What is his name? Oh, they don't list his name here. Oh wait, more. I can click on more.
I may go back and try watching the first season again, because both my husband and I were like, yeah, we may have gotten really stoned and gone through quite a few of the episodes and not
funny. Well, the guy's name
not
is
really
Matt,
remembered.
The hottie is named Matt Bomer.
Okay, Matt Bomer. He's in season 3.
Season.
Okay.
Yeah. So okay, The Sinner. That's another one. I'm gonna have to write this down. Now, I can recommend some myself. So let's go to Hulu, and there's a show called Uncle on there. They only had 2 seasons, and then it was canceled. And it's nothing gay. There's nothing gay about it. But it's this guy who's the uncle of this one kid, and he ends up having to take care of this kid a lot. And the kid is like OCD and kind of on the spectrum kind of thing or whatever. And it's basically just they're like 30-minute episodes, and you go through and just life, everyday life kind of things. And this and the uncle is like this big loser. He's into music, and he doesn't have a job, and he's gonna get kicked out of his apartment and all this kind of stuff. So I liked it. There was only 2 seasons. I think there's 8 episodes in each season. So check that out.
But is it comedy? So it's kind of light.
Yes, definitely. It's comedy.
Okay.
Yes.
It sounds almost like Uncle Buck, like a similar premise to, Uncle Buck, with the kid being different, obviously.
I didn't see Uncle Buck, so I can't say I know that one. But
oh my gosh, okay.
It sounds
Classic
like
John Candy movies.
Oh yeah, I know who. Yeah, I know he's in it. But something to check out on Hulu is Uncle, just called Uncle. It's a British show. Then another British show that I discovered just recently is called Peep Show, and this is two guys who live together, and one works in like an office, and the other one is like another music guy, and it's like, they're quick 30-minute episodes again, where they just go through life and what's happening to them and dating and all this stuff. But again, it's not gay. It's just.
Is it called Peep Show because you're getting like parts of their life? So
yes,
it's like actually, you're looking in on them, on their life?
Yeah, I think they call it Peep Show because when they're filming it, it looks like you are looking through the eyes of the character.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's the way they film it. And there are a couple seasons of that. I'm on season 2, episode 5. I think there's...
That's an interesting.
The following is
way
intended
to do
only for mature
perspective.
audiences.
Yeah. I'm trying. I know, it's going to my episode. Shoot, that's not what I wanted. Oops. How do I get out of this? I can't get out of it. Oh, they don't let you do... Okay, wait a minute. Here, more info. Okay, details. Okay. It is, it's from 2003, so it's kind of old. It's only 6 episodes for each season, and there's 2 seasons. I think there's 2 seasons. Oh, no, I'm wrong. There are 9 seasons.
Oh, yeah, you're in for a long haul.
Yeah, I'm only on season 2.
But they're 30 minutes.
It's enough to keep my interest, and it's kind of goofy and kind of weird and dry comedy kind of stuff. I'm enjoying it. So my husband couldn't sit through one episode. He's like, this is not for me. So he gave that up. But now, have you seen also? Did you say you have Amazon Prime?
I do.
Have you seen the series called The Great?
No.
It's not historical at all, although some people would say that it's historical. But it's about Catherine the Great and what's the guy's name? The Great?
Alexander
the Great, yeah.
Okay.
And it's a completely fictitious story of the Russian monarchy. I guess they're monarchy back then. I don't know, or oligarchy or whatever they are, and how Catherine takes over the country and becomes the ruler of Russia. It's totally fictitious, so you can't base it on history. But it's got the same characters from history as the players. My husband, again, because my husband's a history teacher, he's like, I can't watch this. This is. There's too many things that are so wrong with this.
Right. If they butcher it too badly, he's just like, nope, can't do it.
And I told him, I said, you just have to suspend your what you know of history and just watch it for the story. Because
the entertainment value.
Yeah, it was a great series. It was only 1 episode so far on Amazon Prime. And then the last one that I would recommend, I'm sure you've heard of it, Bridgerton on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. It's been recommended to me a bunch of times, but my husband wouldn't be into it at all, and I'm kind of like, eh.
Oh, that's too bad because I'm
not into period pieces. Like,
okay, well, then
everybody raved about like The Crown, and I was just like, not my thing.
Okay, well then. That wouldn't be it. Now, are you like into? Because a lot of podcasters, it seems, are into the superhero movies and like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man.
Love them. My husband's totally into all that, and so we've. I was sad when Netflix lost all the rights to, Jessica Jones, Daredevil. Luke Cage, although it was canceled, it wasn't that great. Iron Fist and The Defenders, those were, I enjoyed all of them. Jessica Jones was by far my favorite, but that one was the darkest, I think, I don't know. Daredevil was pretty dark too, but gotta love a blind superhero, right?
Yeah. Now, see, here's the thing. I'm not into any of those movies, so I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
I'm hearing,
and I totally get it.
Wah.
Yeah. No, some people, it's fascinating, but it's definitely I think part of the attraction for me is I work in, I do government work. I'm working in contracts, overseeing a grant program. And so I'm in like real data finance, oversight of these programs all the time. And I love a good story that is just totally, otherworldly almost, right? The suspend the beliefs, the superpowers. And I've always enjoyed the, that kind of stuff.
But now, do the movies have a good enough? How you describe how they can describe the movie to you? Do they have a really good description of what's going on and all of that?
They do. Obviously, you don't get the watching like a fantastic fight scene. For my husband, he gets something different than what I'm hearing with the audio description, because they can't really describe like every single, kick, punch, twist, in a fight.
Right.
But they do a great job of, because a lot of those, the audio description is always done around the other dialogue. So fight scenes, since there's usually no dialogue happening, it's easy for the audio description to just flow, right? They can describe as well as they can when it's moving quick. And I get a good sense of it. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, and I like action. So we do a lot of, action.
And these are all basically on all of the streaming services that you have. They have really good description. What is it called again? Descriptive service?
Audio description.
Audio description. Okay.
Yeah. And like if you're in iTunes, it shows a little AD. And most of them, I think Netflix uses that description. So does Prime. If people are curious, they could look for most of the newer, popular stuff is audio described just by default.
Right.
But you could go into the language choice and you'll see English AD is the
so you select that.
Yeah, you just pick a different language. And like for me, we're using an Apple TV box for viewing most of our TV stuff.
Yeah.
And Apple TV lets you, Apple's big on accessibility, and so they let you choose to automatically default your default language to be audio description.
Oh, that's perfect.
And so it picks the, when I start anything on Netflix, it automatically starts the audio described track if it exists.
That's perfect. That's so good to hear, because I'm not one who needs that service, but I'm glad to hear that they have it and that it's good.
It's funny because Daredevil was one of the very first things that was audio described on Netflix that they created. There were a few movies they had gotten that had some audio description, but literally when they started doing this, it was like, oh, look, there's 4 or 5 movies on Netflix, and that's it, right?
You can go
have audio
those
description. Right, exactly. And now there's probably last time I spent a couple hours one night when my husband wasn't feeling well, and I was just like, okay, I need to go through the list of stuff. There was like 1,400 titles.
Oh my gosh.
Ish. Yeah, it was over 1,400. And I think iTunes has got, a similar number of movies. Hulu has just started doing it. Disney has said that they would like everything on their service to be audio described, and they're going back and audio describing tons of old stuff.
Oh, that's nice too then.
Which is fantastic.
Now, have you seen, you just mentioned it, Disney. Oh, do you have a subscription to Disney Plus?
I don't, and part of the reason is I'm holding out and will eventually subscribe, but I'm holding out till more of the content is audio described, because they're still new enough that they're adding couple months ago, I think they added like 40 titles.
Okay.
And I don't know, January they had added a bunch. This month when I looked, there was only one title that they showed.
Oh wow!
But I don't know why it was like a little hiccup of like why did things suddenly stop? Or but they may have had some kind of thing happen that caused them to maybe reassess what they were going to add. But they've committed to trying to get everything on their service described.
Well, that's good.
So, yeah.
Because when Disney Plus first came out, I got like, I don't know, it was 3 months or something free with my Verizon phone or whatever. But then I did not continue it because I was like, I watched a couple shows on there. I watched a couple movies, and I was like, what else is there? Well, then now everyone's talking about WandaVision.
Yes.
And I really want to see
and The Mandalorian is the other one that I would love to watch.
Yeah, there's a big thing about that one too. But for me, it was like the WandaVision, and I keep seeing the trailers for it on, whatever service. But I don't.
See, you don't like the superhero stuff. So
I don't. But
surprised.
But I heard listening to Daniel and Adam talk about it, and supposedly each episode takes place in a different sitcom home. From the 80s and earlier, So
yeah, I think I don't know that I understand the story. I usually rely on my husband to like fill me in on. He likes the history of in the story,
right?
So he'll usually explain or fill things in for me because it's not my strength. I enjoy the movies or the shows, but I think it has to do with the fact that like she's created this world either in her head or somehow that and so it's they're using these different sets, right? Because she's created this sort of universe, and that's why they can make it look like all these other sets. It's a really clever premise. It sounds like
it
really
gives
them some real artistic leeway to do fun and interesting things. Because
and I think that's what I would be interested in, seeing the different sets and figuring out which TV show that they're trying to emulate, because it sounds like Daniel has figured them all out. Daniel and
I remember when they were talking about it, and it was like, wow, like you're doing well. I would probably never get those references.
Yeah, I'm not sure
obviously because
I
I can't see, but maybe if they narrate them well enough, or the narration may give clues,
right?
The audio description.
Well, I went to the Wikipedia page, and it says just for the premise. Set 3 weeks after the events of Avengers Endgame, Wanda Maximoff and Vision are living an idyllic suburban life in the town of Westview, New Jersey, trying to conceal their true natures. As they begin to enter new decades and encounter television tropes, the couple suspects that they are not as they seem. So that's like the basic premise of it. Again, really don't know. I don't know anything about the Avengers Endgame. I don't know who Wanda is or anything, but just seeing the few clips that I have seen on, YouTube and other places, I'm like, man, I really want to see that series, but I don't want to pay for Disney Plus just to see that series.
Well, I'm definitely going to eventually subscribe, but I'm kind of waiting because I feel like right now I've got plenty of stuff to watch, and I still have a few things queued up that will keep me busy for a little while. But I figure like every now and then we struggle to, we'll look at stuff and go, nothing looks good. And that'll probably be the time when I say, okay, let's subscribe. Let's, stay subscribed for several months, watch the heck out of it, and
okay, now
and then unsubscribe.
Yeah, that actually brings up another topic. And I would say basically is there excuse me, are we now to a point where there's such a saturation of streaming things that there's too much to pick from, and you can't decide on what to watch? Because if you think about it, well, I'm just thinking about myself or our household. We have regular cable, which has 200 channels or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we have Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Plus, not Disney Plus, Discovery Plus, Amazon Prime. You know, I have like 5 or 6 different streaming services, and I'm paying for all those as well as the cable. And then after dinner, we're sitting on the couch. I'm like, "What do you want to watch?" He goes, "Oh, there's nothing to watch." I'm like, "We've got all these services. We've got to be able to find something to watch."
That's the funny part. Is I think we, Martin and I can usually always find something, even though we only have 3 really: Netflix, Amazon Prime, and Hulu.
But those are big ones, though. Those are the 3 big ones.
They have so much content now. I'm trying to remember. I'm terrible at remembering some of these details, but Netflix announced that they were going to release something like, I want to say 70 titles or something, and that includes movies and or series type shows in 2021. And it's like,
oh my God, like
overwhelming.
Do you mean like original new content?
Original stuff, yeah.
Holy crap! Well, they have.
And I don't know. I could be wrong, because maybe some of them will be old series they've bought or gotten access to. Because they have some of that stuff as well.
Right.
But it was just a crazy amount of stuff that I go, oh my gosh, like. Even if Netflix was the only thing we had, and that's what we primarily sort of stick to, we tend to switch over to Amazon Prime to check stuff out if we're sort of poking around for something, nothing's caught our interest, or we want something different. But there's a lot of stuff out there, and with the audio description, it used to be a real sort of slim pickings, of what was out there that I could choose from.
Right.
So it made it easy. Like, oh, okay, this month we've got 3 new things, like we'll watch all of them. And we're more picky, because we're like, well, we'll never watch all of it. Like, there's just
because
too much.
Can be, because they have so much of it out now, and it's becoming more and more every day. So
yeah.
Now, this is totally not even thinking about regular cable TV, but if I remember correctly, you don't have regular cable TV, right?
No regular TV.
You're all streaming.
Yep.
Because on regular TV, I record on my DVR all of the like the sitcoms, the Connors and Blackish and Mixedish and American Housewife and the Goldbergs, and it's like I'm watching all of this stuff. I mean, like today I was going through my DVR thinking, oh, am I really going to watch this? And then I deleted it. It's like a brand new show. Nah, I don't want to invest in that kind of thing. But there's just so much to watch. Now, before I forget, we have a voicemail from Scotty with a recommendation for something to watch. Okay. Hopefully you can hear this. Let's listen to this.
G'day, Archer. It's Scotty, your Aussie Battler here. And I've got a Netflix recommendation for you. A fantastic little series from the Hallmark Channel originally, Chesapeake Shores. Oh, it's so great. And that's why I haven't called you recently, because I'm watching it every night of the week. It's got Jesse Metcalf in it. Remember him? Oh, he's so hot. He's still hot, even though he's old now and like 40.
Old.
Okay, well, it's about to start. The credits are over. Chesapeake Shores. Love it.
All right, I think that's it. Yeah. All right, Scotty, thank you so much for the message.
The name sounds totally familiar. Jesse Metcalf.
Jesse
can't
Metcalf.
Place it, but...
Well, he was the hot guy on the ABC show Desperate Housewives back in the early 2000s.
Oh, well, I know the name, but never watched Desperate Housewives. So.
Yeah, he was really hot. He is really hot. I don't know what he looks like now, but so thanks, Scotty, for the recommendation of Chesapeake Shores. But here's what I did. I did a search for Chesapeake Shores on Netflix. Mm-hmm. It left Netflix in 2017.
Oh.
We cannot watch it, Scotty, in the States.
So Australia, I mean, this happens all the time where different countries have slightly different programming depending on the deals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like even though Netflix may own it or have it for certain things. They don't currently have it on their service. So if I really wanted to watch it, I would have to go through a VPN and go through like an Australian server.
Change your country, yeah.
Right, and then do Netflix in that country and then be able to watch it. But I'm not going to go through all that. But I looked it up, and it's kind of a schmaltzy kind of TV
Well, it's
show.
Hallmark Channel. Of course it's schmaltzy.
Exactly. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, it's Hallmark Channel. Yeah. So, no, at least he was recommending something. So, Scotty, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Well, we would have had to watch it, 4 years ago if we wanted to see it.
The other one that that we haven't talked about at all that I forgot about is Apple TV.
Yes. Well, Apple TV is very interesting.
Adding more and more. I think they've been very particular about what they put out.
Yes.
But I have to say the stuff that we've watched, we've really enjoyed.
Okay, name one thing that you've watched that you've really enjoyed.
The Morning Show.
Okay, The Morning Show. I watched the first season.
Yep. I mean, they're supposed to have a second one, but who knows when they'll get to do
That's
it.
just it. It's
It was one of those that I know it got a lot of criticism at the beginning, but you had to stick with it.
Yeah,
because
you definitely
did. When you got in and you sort of found out what was really going on, all of a sudden it's almost one of those give you chills moments where you're like, ooh, this guy's a really disgusting
creep
dude. But you had to hang in there long enough to realize that it wasn't just all lighthearted and they weren't really treating it. I think people were critical because they were like, this is a really serious topic and they're not giving it the weight they should. But, but then you got to the point where you're like, oh, that's kind of the big dramatic twist that, how he portrays himself and everything. He's very convincing.
Right.
So it was very good. I'm looking forward to the second season.
Well, listening to, because Daniel and Adam were talking about Apple TV specifically, and they were talking about the show called Defending Jacob.
Yes.
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Oh, it was good.
Okay.
And has some really interesting twists.
Oh.
You start out and you sort of think you know what's going on, and then it turns into something totally different.
Oh, okay.
So it's very well written. That's what I mean. Like this, the other one, Home Before Dark.
Home Before
Dark.
We
just watched recently. And it's about a little girl, a 9-year-old kid who sees herself as a journalist, as a writer. And she takes herself way too seriously, but it's funny, but like serious mystery and crime stuff.
Is it a movie or a TV show?
No, it's a series.
Okay.
And there's definitely going to be a second season. Like they wrap up some of the storyline, but they leave it open for a second season.
And it's called Home Before Dark.
Yeah. Really good. And I mean, kid friendly. I think it was rated like 11. I want to say like TV 11 or whatever. So it was very clean. Like a lot of this stuff, their content, I think they've tried to create some content that is kid friendly and, family friendly.
Yeah, it looks like that. I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it says up for 11 plus, TV 14. Yeah. Yeah,
but it was a great story. Really, really good, solid writing that has, again, some interesting twists. Defending Jacob. OC was the one that Jason Momoa was in.
Oh, yeah.
And my husband enjoyed that you get to see him, shirtless and, looking beautiful.
See, I don't find him all that attractive.
A lot.
So.
Oh, okay.
He's too big, too tattooed.
He sounds like my
your type.
right up my alley. Yeah. But he that was people loved or hated it. It was it was interesting to me. I love the fact that it was just a unique sort of post-apocalyptic story where everybody's blind, right? And the few that aren't are kind of the odd ones. And so for me personally, right, that made it that much more interesting. And some of the stuff was, you always look at stuff like that and you're like, it's like your husband being a history teacher and historical stuff. And I just had to go, I have to let go of some of this. Like, this whole system of like leaving messages with knotted cords. It's like, okay, people who are blind don't do that now. So why would you start, right? Like if everybody suddenly went blind, those of us who are already blind could teach people much better ways to.
Well, but if you're blind, that doesn't mean you can't hear.
Right.
Can't you speak?
Yeah. But to like leave messages for people.
Oh, okay.
They would like tie these knots and cords and.
Gotcha.
I also realized like they actually brought in people who were blind to help clean up some stuff, because I think early on maybe they didn't have as many people involved as they should have, and they brought some folks in who are well respected in the blind like accessibility community, and they made some great recommendations.
Okay.
But it was it was a good watch. The other one was A Servant, and we were watching, but they were releasing them week by week.
Oh yeah.
And we lost steam. We prefer to binge them.
Yeah, that's the M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes, and we want to go back because it was a fascinating story. But I also feel like that one, because we lost steam and there's so much time in between,
right?
That I kind of need to go back and start it over to pick up all the story threads again.
Yeah, one interesting thing about that series is that, well, I don't really know that much about it, but the baby is a doll, right?
Yes.
Well, I saw a documentary about these women who don't have babies, but they have dolls, and they treat them like real live babies. And when I saw this, and the way the husband gets upset about the kid or whatever, and the way the mother treats the doll, it's like this weird thing. I'm not so sure I would get into it, but it still looks interesting. Like I should still watch it.
It's one of those that you keep wondering, like, what is going on here, right?
Yeah.
Like there's something not right, and something a little creepy, and the nanny that they bring in, this young girl, is she's got some secrets and things they don't know about her, and she's kind of creepy religious, and it's an interesting story. But they we don't need to talk about them for a long time, but there was a couple movies that we watched that were good. One called On the Rocks with Dan Aykroyd.
On the Rocks. No, you mean Bill Murray, don't you mean?
Or not Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, Bill Murray. Yes.
Bill Murray and Rashida Jones. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And it was a really fun, like, comedy, but with a good ending. I didn't feel like it was quite as jaded and sarcastic as a lot of those types of movies can be.
Yeah.
And I kind of liked it. Like we both enjoyed it, and it was like, oh, I feel good about this. Like it's, it had its, funny stuff going wrong, and, misunderstandings and all that, without it turning dark and mean, and,
Well, that is definitely one that I keep thinking I want to watch. But here's my thing with the app Apple TV Plus. When you open the app on your computer, let's say, they offer all this content, but to get some of it, you have to buy or subscribe to the channel, like Stars or Showtime.
Right. Just go to the tab that is their content. You can have a tab for their...
I did figure that out, but I'm thinking to myself, if I already have a subscription to one of these services outside of Apple TV, Although I don't see anything here.
They're trying to aggregate and
that's what I
be the
understand.
go-to place for the content that you could search and then pop over into HBO or ABC or CBS or
There is so much freaking content here.
Yeah. The other one that was good was Greyhound, and that was with Tom Hanks.
He plays
and it's a submarine.
Yes, he plays a submarine captain or something like that.
Yeah, and that was the first movie we watched on Apple TV, and it was great, like great audio track, right, with all the explosions and the underwater stuff, and it was a really good story as well.
Yeah, it says in a thrilling World War II story inspired by actual events, Captain Ernest Krauss, Tom Hanks, leads an international convoy of 37 ships on a treacherous mission across the Atlantic to deliver thousands of soldiers and much-needed supplies to Allied forces. Yeah, you know what that kind of sounds like? Slightly like Dunkirk or, one of those recent movies where they did that kind of stuff. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, it was it was serious, but it was well done enough that like some of those historical things I just don't get into, but I totally got into this one.
Okay, that's actually a good recommendation then.
Yeah, it's
all right.
It's good. And I don't know, your husband might enjoy it. Like it's got a historical sort of vibe, but it's
as long as it sticks to history, like as in the history part of it is correct, then he would be fine with it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So.
Well, something to watch. All right. So we have got to wrap this up because it's been an hour and some odd minutes. So great recommendations. I think everyone's got something they can watch. And I appreciate all of your recommendations for me to watch. And you can check out some of the ones I recommended as well.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
We have something to watch. All right. Well, that's all we have for today. And thank you so much for joining me. And you can say it with me, the ending. Let me go to my little sounding board.
Cue that up.
Huh?
I said cue that up, right?
Queued up. Ready? All right. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
This show is a proud member of the Pride48 Podcasting Network. Check out more great shows at Pride48.com. Friday night, 10:30 p.m. Streaming live on Pride48.com. It's time for Mix Minus. My name is Daniel Brewer. I do not do this show alone. I do it with my good buddy Adam Burns normally, but he's not here tonight, so I had to replace him with two folks. I'm here with Archer from Archer Radio and John Ong from Ongline. Hi, guys.
Hello.
I'm doing well, and how are you?
See, John Ong is going to be a disadvantage here because he's never heard this show. He doesn't know that is a standing running joke on the show. But well played, sir. Well played. Let me give you a ding on that one.
This will be fun. This will be fun.
All right. Well, so the reason that I asked the two of you to come on here, not only because, I enjoy both of you, I've done shows with the both of you before, although John Ong doesn't remember singing the theme song for my show. So I guess, it doesn't count there. But, I've done numerous shows with Archer before, but because I was listening to an Archer Radio where you guys were talking about technology. You build it as a technology in the subject line. It wasn't until you listened to the show that it turns out that John Ong went and bought a Rodecaster Pro. And it was a whole show of you guys messing with your Rodecaster Pro. And I'm listening in the car as I'm driving back from my haircut.
We thought about you.
Screaming.
I bet Daniel's screaming.
Screaming at the radio, just going, that's not how you do that. Oh my God, you're making this so complicated. Why are you making this so difficult?
And I'm not so sure we made it sound any better after all those events.
Probably not. But let me just say this. Let me just say that you've had numerous tech shows, Archer, where you bring on John Ong, which makes sense. John Ong is a font of knowledge when it comes to Apple technology and other technology things like Clubhouse and things like that. So John Og is definitely someone, but you invited Ricky Burton.
Ricky's on Clubhouse.
Who knows nothing?
Yeah,
Ricky, do I have a computer? I don't know what that is. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here.
But
You
Ricky's on
invited him instead, and that hurt my feelings, Archer. It hurt my feelings.
Daniel, I don't ever know what you're doing. You're a very busy man. You have a husband or your husband.
I have a boyfriend. Yes, we're not officially married yet. Yeah, we've been together. We just celebrated 4 years. So yeah, we've been together for 4 years.
We just celebrated 6 years.
But now, you know what, Archer? Normally on a given night, I'm sitting downstairs watching TV and smoking pot. So I'm free anytime. There's COVID going on. Where am I going to go? I can't go out.
Next time I have somebody on to talk tech, I'm calling you.
There you go. I'm looking forward to it. There we go. Settled. That's all I needed.
He's a tech support.
That's right.
He's a recorded tech support.
So thank you guys for both being here tonight, and have a good evening. That was great. That's all I needed. I just needed an invite to the next. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, John Ong, we haven't heard from you other than on Archer's show. We haven't heard from you in a million years here on the Pride 48.
English.
That's right. So where have you been keeping yourself? Where have you been hiding?
I've been hiding in Clubhouse. Like literally all my time is spent in Clubhouse. I don't listen to podcasts anymore. I have no time because I'm on Clubhouse. And we are actually live streaming now on Clubhouse. Mix Minus Podcast. Hello. We have 5 people listening. Right
wow. Hi, Clubhouse. So nice of you to drop by for our little show.
MixMinuspodcast.com.
Our little
If
show.
I turned on my phone to Clubhouse,
yes.
would you get an echo?
Yes.
Don't talk to...
Like if I want you to listen to it?
But you're on it. Why do you need to listen to it? You're on
Yes. I think you should do it.
You know what I'd really like to do? I'd really like to listen to the show that I'm on, because that way after I say something, then I can correct myself if I say it wrong. So
Why are you giving me a southern accent?
I'd really like to listen.
See, and now it's going to just start repeating and repeating. This is what you're going to. This is what's going to happen, Archer. Is you're just going to keep adding to it, and it's going to keep adding to it. You can still hear John Ong laughing over everything that's going on.
I'm going to harmonize myself. I'm going to harmonize myself.
All right, here we go. Get ready.
Archer, you're just going to keep adding to it, and it's going to keep adding to it.
So we got it. So it's this is exactly. All right.
Here we go. Get ready. Archer, you're just going to keep
All right. Yeah, you know what? That's the price of admission there, Clubhouse. Let me tell you, that's
seriously.
Everybody's gone now.
They're like, what the hell happened to my phone? It's like, I don't understand. It was working fine. And I was talking to Mom earlier. I asked her to pick up something at the store, and she said no. And now my phone is just freaking out.
We have international listeners from Malaysia. We have somebody from the Bay Area. Somebody from Australia and somebody from Singapore.
Well, there you go. We know we have people that listen to our podcast from those countries, but not usually live. Not usually live. Yes, I know, John. You don't know what's going on the show. It's fine.
I really don't.
It's fine. I know.
But I enjoy you. So that's important.
Thank you, John Ong. That's so sweet of you. Now I gotta know what is your camera setup here? Because your background is nicely blurred.
Wait, Wait, you're talking about visual when they're listening to this audio?
You know what? We all do Zoom calls and team calls for work and everything. And I have a nice background set up for that here with my Disney stuff, but it's not blurred like yours. Like yours is nice and blurred. How do you do that?
I just have, I just have a lens that would do that.
Oh, so you're using, I'm just using a webcam. I'm just using a Logitech.
Oh, no, I have a mirrorless camera connected to my computer.
You don't get any lag when you do that? Because when I tried to use my DSLR, I was getting I would see myself, but I would my mouth wouldn't be moving with my, you know what I'm saying? It'd be a second, like you're listening to a movie through Bluetooth, right? It's like the mouth doesn't quite
I don't know.
match up
Does it?
Yeah. No, John, it's
am I delayed?
No, it's fine. Because John, you and I are using the Cam Link
yes, Camlink 4K.
Got it. Yeah, you say something about 4K. Apple, I'm just going to fucking scream.
It's not Apple. It's Camlink 4K. But
it's Elgato.
It is Elgato. But it makes it so that there's no lag. It's like it makes it like it's a live
it's pretty good.
plug-in or whatever.
I think it's pretty good. I don't know.
Because I'm using it too with my Canon 80D.
Wait, that's ding the bell.
That's not
I didn't even have that key. I do have my bell here, though.
There you go. Ding.
80 as in the number 80.
Right.
2 ADD Asians that require a bell to get us back on track.
Right. Did you haven't moved your bell over to your Rodecaster pad yet?
No, we would love the analog sound.
Wow.
And the funny thing is, like, we sometimes have to hunt for it. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh yeah, that is a thing, right? So there's 8 buttons per. I mean, you can have multiple screens,
pages,
but it's not.
pages.
I think you even mentioned on Archer's show it would be nice if you could program one of the buttons to move to the next.
Yes,
yeah.
But I told you if you're in the sounds on the
No,
little
I
board,
know.
you
But you have to go to the
Yes.
you have to go to the screen to do it. I wish there's like down at the bottom you can just move left and
Because
right.
I'm normally not looking. It's over to my right. I
Yeah.
know where this is. I know where that is. I know where my theme songs
Exactly.
are. So yeah,
These are my 2 favorite.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
And
exactly.
excuse me.
everybody left. Or no, that's
That's
3
right.
people left.
I know.
It's
we've
all
driven-
So we
driven
have
them out.
3 of these things. 3 of these Rodecaster Pros. Well, I'm glad that you got it. You know what? Since then, I don't know if you guys heard. Well, John didn't, but on the last Mix Minus, Adam let slip. That was the package, the mysterious package he was waiting for was his new Rodecaster Pro.
Wow.
Also, there's another podcast called She's Not Doing So Well, which asked me advice for buying equipment. And I basically said, get the Rodecaster. So there's 5 shows in the Pride 48 arena that have the Rodecaster Pro.
Did you know what made Adam purchase that? Or did he already order
months of me harassing him.
And
The
his
mixer that he
$30,000
had,
bonus.
the mixer that he had was a Zoom mixer, and it did.
Was it an L8?
No, it was L12.
L12. Oh, okay.
And
but the same series, yeah.
But he uses that for the live events in Vegas, or in New Orleans, wherever they do now. So he takes that one with him there, and that makes sense. But the problem with it is that it has a whole bunch of routing options, but only the primary channel will respect the faders. So you can't play music and fade it. You know what I'm saying? When you fade the track, it doesn't fade on the other routes. So
I see.
If you had music play, like if I was going to do some stupid little bit with you, right, where I wanted to have some music playing while I'm talking to you, let's see, what would that be? Let me just find some stupid background. So if I was going to talk to you, John Ong, and I was, like, hey, John, I wanted to talk to you about this thing.
Yes.
I got my little jazzy music here going in the background.
So what? So you mean he can't fade?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It?
So on his,
hell?
yeah, exactly. Other than for the main track, he couldn't fade. And so, but it was one of those things that he just dealt with it in post, right? He would fade things in post.
Oh.
So anyway, after months and months of me just basically going, you just need to get a damn Rodecaster Pro. You just get a damn Rodecaster Pro. And so, yeah, he did. So, yeah.
Okay. I already explained on Archer's show why I bought one, because my recorder broke.
Now, let me ask you a question. If I'm on my phone and I play some music, will you guys hear it?
I don't know.
Yes.
Try it, Archer. Try it.
Yes.
Oh my God, I hear music, Archer.
You're playing copyrighted music. Woo, woo, shoo, shoo.
Playing music.
I won't
Archer.
play very much of it.
Why do I care? This isn't YouTube. It's not going to get pulled down.
But I thought Pride 48 wouldn't allow us to do that.
Well, I mean, we don't do music. By the way, I'm no longer, on the board of Pride 48. So it doesn't matter to me. But we just
so you
don't
can do what you want.
Yeah, I do what I want. No, it was one of those in the early days. We just didn't want people to start doing music shows because we could get shut down for the copyright.
Right.
So that was it. I mean, everyone took it to the nth degree, like, oh my God, don't play anything, don't even play a clip, but it never was anything that you should have really worried about too much.
Yeah. So you shouldn't talk. Yeah, but I like that. We should start with a strict rule, and therefore nobody would break it. When people do break it, it won't be as severe.
Right.
If you don't say anything,
Exactly.
then everybody will do a music show, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like me.
And since then, it's gotten cheaper and cheaper to get the music license. Like if you do a streaming radio, if you have less than 1,000 listeners, which Pride 48 certainly does, then you don't have to really pay that much, and it's like $10 a month to be able to play music. So
is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, let's do that.
The reason it's expensive for bigger shows and for networks and stuff is because they're paying for millions of listeners, right? It's like it's proportional to the number of listeners that you have. So in the smallest possible bucket,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, you're only paying
because
a few
there's so many
cents.
people live streaming these days, so it makes sense to at least make some money. right?
Exactly.
I have no idea how many listeners
I'm
I
going to
have.
do that.
It's like
Maybe
those,
let's get Pride 48 to do it.
It's like those poor music people that aren't making enough money.
I know, right?
Seriously.
They're just like, oh, there was a day when we made lots of money. People would buy our CDs and they'd buy our albums and
cassettes.
Spend $30 for an album that had one good song on it because that was the only fucking way you could get it. We love those days, but now we have to charge 2 cents for someone to listen to a song. We only made $12 billion last year. It's so sad.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah, exactly. I have nothing. There's a pause on the screen.
What?
I'm
not
what
paused.
Screen?
No, it's me. I'm trying to make sure I'm not playing the music before. And I'm so totally confused because on the YouTube video that I'm playing on, there's a big pause symbol on the artwork. And so I'm thinking, oh, wait, it's paused, but we're still playing. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It was completely, where's the bell? Play the bell. Yes, thank you.
Next topic. You got it just right. How we use the bell.
Right. All right. So are you drinking tonight, John? Do you have anything to drink?
Drinking?
What are you drinking?
I have ice water.
Is that a type of vodka? Is that like a Chinese vodka, Malaysian vodka?
Yes.
Chinese water.
It's called ice water. Ice water. What are you drinking, Archer?
I previously drank a bottle of wine. Well, I didn't drink it by myself.
A whole bottle of wine.
My husband and I shared a bottle of wine with dinner.
What was it? What did you drink?
Yeah.
We had an Italian Pinot Grigio.
Ooh, white wine. Gross.
Well, because my husband made a very spicy shrimp stew for dinner, and you have to offset it with like a light and crispy white wine.
The meal sounds good. Daniel, what are you drinking?
Thank you for asking, John. I am drinking strawberry and watermelon juice.
I can see the color.
Mixed with
Can
some...
you show me? I can see the red.
Yeah. It's
oh my God,
you have a whole
how much
picture.
do you drink?
Yeah. Well, it's just water with flavoring in it. It's the watermelon strawberry stuff.
Is it sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks delicious.
And then I'm adding some Jack to it. So it's Jack and strawberry.
Daniels. Are you? But does that stuff have artificial sweetener?
Oh
in
God, yes. It's probably all chemicals. It's the Walmart powdered drink that's strawberry watermelon, and we mix it up we have a 2.5 gallon thing in the refrigerator that we keep filled up with it. So that way we just hit it and just a little thing.
It just makes you drink more water, right?
That's right. Yeah. Drink. Yeah. You know what? And let me let you in on a little secret, John. That whole hydrate. Everything you drink has water in it. You don't actually need to go out of your way to stay hydrated. Most people are perfectly hydrated. That was just a marketing thing that came up with the bottled water folks.
Yep. I've heard that too. And it's true. But Daniel,
you can trust me, John. I work in the medical industry.
I trust you. He's not a doctor.
I didn't say I was a doctor. I work in the medical software industry.
But Daniel, does that stuff have a aftertaste? Like that bitter aftertaste?
I don't think so. But then you think that Diet Coke does. It. Yeah, you think Diet Coke. I don't think Diet Coke has it. Yeah. Well, then yes, it will because it's sugar free.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sweetened with the same chemicals that everything else is sweetened with. You wouldn't like it, Archer.
Okay.
But for $35, you can buy just a crate of it. And you buy 35 because then you get the free shipping, right? So you just buy the crate of it, and then you just shove it up in the pantry, just like rows and rows of these little, Crystal Light like bottles.
We don't
Archer,
have.
Are you doing the Apple Fitness Plus?
Silence. John, listen to me.
Did you get the subscription though?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did it for the first couple of days, and then I've kind of been lazy.
What does this have to do with strawberry watermelon? Does Apple not allow you to drink strawberry watermelon? Is that the?
No, I think it has to do with just like losing weight and being hydrated. But John, I think I told you this.
Yes.
That's why.
I'm getting ready to go to bed at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and my watch is going ding. John just finished a workout. And I'm like, Why the fuck is he doing this at this time? Well, can we cuss on your show?
Yes, of course you can.
When I work at home, sometimes my work schedule, it's a little bit more flexible. So sometimes I've been working out over lunch now and I don't eat. And I've been doing, I don't know whether this is healthy or not, but I've been only eating one meal, like maybe 2 or 3 days a week.
Oh, so the cool term there is your IFing, your intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I used to do that when I started wearing my Invisalign, and I still have them. And because of that, I can only eat for 2 hours. I mean, I have to put my Invisalign on for 22 hours. Yeah. So I only have 2 hours each day to eat. And so I've been trying to like squeeze them together, just kind of schedule wise, right? I just like push my lunch late. So then whatever. So I would do like, 8 hours and what is the other one? 14? No, 20, 16, 8? 16.
There's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
16, 8. And then, when I'm busy at home and I'm working from home, I would just work out over lunch and then I would not eat until my husband comes home around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then
in those 2 hours, do you eat a lot of food then?
So the first time I did that, I've only done this like 3 or 4 times, but the first time I did that, I didn't eat enough. I just eat my normal meal size. And then I got really hungry at night, like before bed, but I didn't eat because I already cleaned my mouth. But now I would eat
God knows you
more.
can't do that again.
No,
it's too
like
much
work.
work.
No, I've already cleaned my mouth. No, sorry.
Too much work. Sorry. I know, but that's good though. I mean, I have so I stopped wearing my Invisalign because it's all supposed to be all done, but then it shifted again. I have to get new ones. So while this whole program ended, I gained, and also the pandemic, I gained like 14 pounds.
Is that all?
So I'm back on my Invisalign. I'm exercising. I am doing, what's that thing called? Yeah, IFT?
Intermittent fasting. Yeah,
intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, now I'm back to my regular weight again.
What's your regular weight?
174, 175.
Oh, how tall are you? You're tall.
I'm about 6. Yeah, 5'11" and a half.
Girl, you're thin. Like I hover around 185 or so.
But 175 is just right at my BMI. Like how BMI is so stupid.
BMI is all bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it says mine's like 36.
Right. Well, the dude that came up with it just like picked a bunch of numbers and everything. I don't know why people adopted it. It's totally bullshit. But the thing is, 6 foot, 175. Yeah, look at you. You're all thin.
Yeah, but my goal weight is 168.
I'm old and chubby now, so I got the beard, I got the chub, so.
But you're like 5'11", 6.
I'm 6 foot. Yeah.
6 foot.
Yeah.
And how much are you pushing the scale at right now?
We don't own a scale because we've been on keto for the last 3 years. So we're happy with the way the clothes fit and stuff. So we just don't worry about weighing. But when I was weighing, I was probably around 185, like between 185, 190 at 6 foot.
I hate anybody who's below 200. I hate you.
Yeah.
Don't you do what keto? Tell me about keto. Is it? Do you enjoy doing it?
Oh yeah. We've been doing it for 3 years. We were full keto for like a year and a half until we got down to the weight that we wanted, till we were happy with our weight loss. And then since then we do 6 days keto, and on Saturdays are cheat days. So on Saturdays we don't worry about it. We eat stuff on Saturdays. And, but 6 days a week, we do a lot of salad. We do a lot of protein, and a lot of fat stuff like avocados and butter and
the good
cheese.
Fats.
Yeah. All that, yeah. And then we basically just avoid a lot of
processed carbs.
Yeah. We don't cut them out completely.
Baked goods.
Yeah. Vegetables have a lot
cake.
We do those on Saturday.
The whole cake. Like I would eat the whole cake.
Now they
all
have
those cakes and pies and pasta.
So the trick there, if you want to do keto and you absolutely want to do cake and stuff like that, there's almond flour, which is basically has way less, because the loophole in carbs is that fiber is considered a carb, but fiber can't be digested, so it really doesn't matter. It goes right through your system. So when you see something that has 6 carbs and 5 of them are fiber, then in reality it only has 1 net carb, and you want to stay below 30 carbs a day. So you can do a lot of stuff with almond flour and coconut flour, those kind of things that you can make little biscuits and stuff.
Carbs a day.
Stuff.
I can eat 30 carbs in about 15 minutes.
Right, exactly. So, but you know what? You just learn to. I mean, I was never a sweet tooth. I never really had a sweet tooth. So, I mean, we have artificials like Swerve is an artificial sweet, and stevia, things like that. I mean, we can do cheesecake. Cheesecake is perfectly keto as long as you don't put sugar in it. Cheesecake is absolutely keto because it's cream cheese and egg and butter. It's just like that's all great.
Yeah,
that's all.
And
keto.
you can use nuts, crushed nuts as the crust.
I do. I use almonds. I use crushed almonds as the crust, and then I use the stevia for the sweetener.
Can you use agave?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh wait, agave I think that's actual sugar. I mean, it has the carbs in it. Yeah.
Okay. What's I've heard xylitol. What is that?
Xylitol is a fake sugar. It's a sugar alcohol.
Would you like if you have too much?
No, you don't get drunk.
Sugar alcohol. So you get the
no, you don't get drunk.
Not drunk.
He said the runs.
Oh,
yeah, the runs.
Possibly. Xylitol is pretty harsh. Xylitol is the one that's deadly to dogs and stuff. We don't use it. We use erythritol, which is the Swerve. So it's like monk fruit erythritol, which is another sugar alcohol.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the primary sweetener that we use. And primarily because you can get it in powdered form. So if you wanted to make ketchup, it doesn't have granules in it. Like if you were to use, ketchup is basically tomato sauce and sugar, right? So if you replace the sugar with a sugar substitute, if it's granular sugar, it's going to have chunk. You're going to eat you're going to have gritty ketchup. So we use powdered sugar, right? So we use our Swerve. The erythritol is powdered, so it mixes well.
You make your own ketchup.
Yeah, and barbecue sauce. You do know that it's like, look at how much sugar is in ketchup. Look at how much sugar is in barbecue sauce. It's like, those are, but if you can replace that, then they're fine. They're just tomato sauce. So tomato sauce and smoke and Worcestershire. And we make our own honey mustard. Do you know there's more mayonnaise than mustard in honey mustard?
But honey's fine?
Ew,
no. We use the fake sweetener.
Oh, I see.
There's actually not honey in honey mustard. Usually.
Oh.
Usually
it's
just
mustard.
Sugar. Usually it's just it's honey inspired.
Sugar mustard.
Right? Yeah,
No,
sugar
syrup.
mustard. Sugar mustard sounded bad from a marketing standpoint.
Corn syrup mustard.
Hi, I'm celebrity podcaster John Ong, and I support sugar mustard.
Sugar mustard.
I like to eat a big bowl of dumplings with some sugar mustard. The John Ong sugar mustard sauce.
Comes in 5 shades of red, and 5 shades of yellow.
What kind of red mustard?
Yellow.
What are you people doing in the you Apple people and your red mustard? That's just weird. You know what?
Apple
we stream every Friday night on Pride48.com. Normally, my good buddy Adam Burns is here streaming with me, but he's out skiing this week. If either of you are on Facebook, maybe you saw some pictures of Mittens, his boyfriend, out there skiing.
I'm not friends with his boyfriend Mittens, but I can probably look it up.
Yeah, out there skiing.
I'm not very active on Facebook.
Oh, that's all right. Neither is Adam. So, but anyway, trust me, they're out there skiing. He'll be back next week. But you know what, Archer?
You have better co-hosts.
Right.
You have co-hosts who do not listen to the show. You have co-hosts who do not invite you for
That's right.
But
you know what?
Discussions.
Archer, we stream in front of the world's most amazing chat room. Archer, who is joining us in the chat room this evening on Pride48?
Well, it looks like Auntie Scott is there.
Hello, Auntie Scott.
How do I see who's
Cyclone is there?
Cyclone is there.
He's our producer, right?
Yeah. Our executive producer, Cyclone, exactly. Sapi.
How do you tell who's actually in the room?
Wait, people that have typed. People that have typed. No.
Oh.
The people who are they're just online, but the people who have typed in the chat room, we've had Auntie Scott, we've had Cyclone, we've had Sapientium. I can't pronounce that.
Sapientium.
And we have a cat. Who's cat?
That's my cat, Chai.
Wait, her name is Try?
Is his. 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes.
Try?
Chai.
Oh, chai, like the tea.
Wait, yes. Where's the cat?
My cat's
on
right
the
here.
Floor.
Oh, I'm looking at the chat room.
yeah, there's a chat. There's a cat in the chat room. Yeah, Archer, can you play the Downtowns? I don't have that one. Thank you, Archer.
There's a cat in the chat room. There's a chat in the cat room. His mealtime is 10 p.m. here, so it's like 3 minutes. Oh, 3 more minutes.
Do you have to feed him?
No, it's automatic. But he tells us that I need food, but he usually reminds us an hour before.
All right. So what kind of automatic feeder is it? Is it the one that has the conveyor belt that kind of drops it down that they can't get their paws into to get?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Funny story. I used to have that, and I didn't
For
know.
yourself?
No, for my cat. So when we would leave to go camping, yes.
That's teasing.
When I would leave to go camping, that way I could leave them over the weekend.
Boys
Right?
catch up.
I would just feed them, and so I had 2 cats. But I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, my oldest cat was going deaf, and I didn't know this. So he couldn't hear the food hit.
Clank, 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 clank.
So he just took to sleeping underneath the chute. So it would hit him on the head to wake him up.
Oh my God, that is so cute. That is so cute. That is so cute.
He would just curl up right underneath the chute and just wait for the stuff to hit him on the head, and then he would get up and eat it.
That sounds like Auntie Scott when he drinks, because he's drinking heavily tonight.
He needs the food hook to grab his food and whatnot.
Yeah, but we love the feeder because when we started, we started with those cheapy ones where there's like one cut out hole and then there's like various different compartments, and it's the inner compartments would move. But he was too smart. He would push it and then pull it and then eat everything.
Yes.
And so we would have to figure something out so that he won't do that.
Yeah,
so it can't be something that he can reach.
They're like squirrels, like cats and squirrels. They'll figure it out. No matter what obstacle you put in their way.
Yes,
they will eventually figure it out.
Just like
I was surprised
me.
that one did. That one is the one that they never figured out. It's like it's kind of impossible to get your paw all the way down to where the food is in that thing.
But the one that I have has a little treat button.
Yes,
I don't know if it's the same thing.
Did they find that
on top?
Did they?
No, I try not to teach him. But some people would come over and they would give him treat, and so they would hit that button. I'm afraid that he will learn it. So I usually dispense it with my app. So, he does not learn
I think
that way.
If it's anything like mine, there's a lock that you can put on so even if you do push it, you have to unlock it to push it, and then it relocks itself.
You can lock it from the app.
Yeah, and then even if he did figure out how to push it.
Yeah.
Oh God, if my cats figured that out, they would just they're
all the time.
They're gluttons. Like we don't free feed them. Yeah, because when I free fed him, he was huge. Yeah, so it's like we have to feed them twice a day.
That's the whole reason why we started this.
Yeah.
Archer, what did you say?
I was going to say that they must not be on that diet that you're on.
No, they're not on the keto. Well,
keto.
The one that got so fat, he ended up getting diabetes, and so he did go on the Atkins diet, which is basically protein. It's just like
Atkins.
That's what they call. It's like the Atkins diet, but it's for cats.
But my cat, we had to change the diet also because he was having too much protein. He's having some urinary issues.
Yeah. Then you have to switch him over to the. We're doing Royal Canin E. Are you doing the Royal Canin E?
Something like something. Yes, his food is more expensive than mine. His toilet is more expensive than ours. His
that's pretty sad.
The what's it called? The pet.
I don't know.
The litter robot.
Oh, the litter robot.
It is so good though. It's so expensive, but it's so good. I think it was like $600 or something.
Now I want to find this.
Could have bought a Roadcaster Pro earlier.
I know, true. But then we don't have to scoop the poop. All we need to do now is just pull the door out, tie up the bag, and we're done. We used to have to scoop the poop.
The litter robot. Let's see what we got here.
Hi, my name is Brad Baxter, president of Automated Pet Care Products.
Hi, Brad.
The litter robot.
Oh, it's a cat coming out of an orb.
Well, the litter robot was designed over probably.
I feel like that Chinese lady that's on TikTok said, "Hello, my friends. We see a cat coming out of an orb."
Vietnamese.
Oh, she Vietnamese.
Yes.
It was a product designed around.
But that was a really good imitation. I can tell who you're doing.
Oh, wait, oh my God, this thing is huge.
Yes.
This is like it's a large vagina-looking orb.
And does it keep all the litter stuff in there? In that orb?
Mostly when they jump out,
rotates.
It does rotate, and that's how it sift out the poop. Sieve out the poop. Yeah. It's good. Like, I mean, because it's clean all the time because it cleans itself every 15 minutes after he uses it.
I mean,
it's always clean.
I just said it looked like a vagina, and then I heard him in the voiceover say this.
It's captured and collected, where the clumps then fall through the waste ports into a drawer below. So the nice thing about the litter robot is...
Oh, wait, damn, I missed the inner wall part. He said something about an inner wall. Where was it?
And any clumps that are formed in the litter are separated onto an inner wall.
See?
The inner wall.
The inner wall in the vagina. That's crazy. How much did it cost? $600?
Like $5 something. Wow. The model that we have, it also has Wi-Fi, so we can tell when we're out of town if it's stuck or not.
You know, we always do the, just the manual scooping stuff. We have the, that thing that's like for diapers, but it's a flip top thing, and you put it in, but then you can
diaper genie.
Yeah, but it has the endless bag, and you can twist them off and come. So that we scoop the litter into that, right? So that the litter's not, so the poop's not always. So we clean it every day and put it in the little litter genie thing, and then we take that out.
If you have one, if you have the space, definitely do it. That's gonna change everything. Because you really don't.
Let me explain something to you, John. When I say that we do that every day, I mean Zach does that every day.
Poor Zach.
But it is so nice. But your cats will love that too, because it's always clean.
They already have their own bathroom. What more do these beasts want? We have 3 bathrooms in this house. They own one. They own one of the bathrooms downstairs. That's their bathroom.
Oh my gosh, it's just so nice because I'm the one scooping the poop, and it is so nice not to have to do that anymore.
When I lived in a house with a roommate a long time ago, he had a basset hound, and that basset hound loved to eat the poop out of the kitty litter.
Ew.
So the dog would come in.
It's crunchy.
The dog would come in there and start like
licking
you. You're
crunchy
petting the dog,
outside,
and then you look down at the dog, and he's got like litter in his teeth, like a big guy. And I'm like, oh, you've been eating it. We had to hide the litter boxes away from the dog. We had to like build a thing on top of the tub to put the litter boxes up out of the reach of the basset hound.
Oh yeah, crunchy outside, gooey inside.
I've heard dogs will eat their own shit, but I didn't realize they would eat cat shit.
Apparently. But you know what? We, I think we have some voicemail. Let's do this.
3, 2, 1. Contact is the secret, is the moment when everything happens. Contact is the answer, is the reason that everything happens. Contact. Let's make contact.
Excellent. It is the contact segment of the show where we play your voicemails, read your emails. We have no emails. Did we ever figure out if our email addresses work or not?
I have no idea. But you know what? That music sounds so slow because I'm usually listening.
You're
on
listening to it at much
speed.
faster. I know.
And I'm like, why is that so slow?
But we do have a voicemail. Let's listen to it, shall we? John, you're going to be totally lost. He's probably going to talk about something from the show, and you won't know what he's talking about. Here we go. Hello.
This is VJ.
Hi, VJ.
I'm trying to call Mix Minus.
Yes.
Or sign up for the 13.
Yes.
Whatever area code.
Level 13, yes.
Or whatever it is. And I go to mixminus.com and there's an email. I click on the button and it just takes me back to your website and doesn't allow me to, I don't know, subscribe to the 13 special thingamajiggy.
Right.
Can you fix that?
I can fix
it. Mixminus.com,
right,
where your email button doesn't take you to your website.
All right.
It actually lets you email you to join the 13th.
Yes.
Or whatever.
The 13th. Yes.
Level
so,
13.
I heard you were listening or I heard things.
Yes, you heard things.
And I hope things are well and good for all of you. So you were requesting jokes. I heard this joke.
Oh, yes.
Not too long ago.
Okay.
This joke is, what is it? Why did the chicken cost?
It's already funny.
What came first, the chicken or the egg?
I don't know.
Well, neither. The rooster came first.
Jay!
Oh, that was cute.
Get the website fixed so
okay,
I can join the 13th.
Okay, great.
Love you. Hope you are well.
Love you. All right, thank you. That was VJNet. Thank you, VJNet. I haven't heard from you in forever. You know what? When I moved up to Connecticut, I lived up there, and VJ often, well, for at least a couple of years that I was up there, would go camping with me at the Woods campground up there, the gay campground up there. We would go with the occasional fag. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Now I'm blanking. Brian and David. Yeah. Brian and David and VJ, and we would all get together and camp at the Woods on Memorial Day weekend, and we had like a little tent city because we put all of our tents together and had the canopy between them, and so we had a big tent city there, and it was fun. I used to. Now the campgrounds we have here in Florida are just like scrub. Let me tell you, the Woods campground in Laheyton, Pennsylvania, is the most gorgeous gay campground I've ever been to. It's gorgeous. It's clean. It's they have stuff going on all the time, like all kind of different activities going on that are, they keep you going. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's a fun. Just a weekend Pride festival all the time. It's great. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the
I was
Woods.
just going to ask you what makes it gay. Yeah.
Well, it's gay owned, and it is a gay campground. It's like they do drag shows there at night, and they have all kind of different theme weekends.
So it's the activity, not actually the camping itself.
Well, the camping, it's glamping. It is glamping. Let's get this straight. It is glamping. Yes. We have electricity.
And you can also have sex with strangers in the woods. Right?
Yes. Well, that's a bum. That's what also makes it gay. Yeah.
Twigs, sand. Oh my gosh.
No.
In someone's
flies. Ew.
Yeah, in someone's tent or their RV or John. Or just out in the trails. You don't need sand. You don't lay down. You squat.
Well, you don't have to lay down.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, enough of that. Anyway.
Hi, VJ.
VJ, you know what? Let me answer your question. Because you asked, why is the website all messed up? I'll tell you why. Adam is in charge of the website. I just do the editing of the show and stuff like that. So I don't, but I'll tell you what, I will go ahead and sign you up for level 13. And I know some of you out there are going, what is this level 13? That is our super secret. It's not secret. We tell everyone. It's our behind the scenes club. It's kind of like Patreon, but it costs $0. You get extra episodes. You get your own private RSS feed where you can get all those extra episodes. You get the pre-show and the post-show for this show and for That Darn Elvis, which is my other show that I do with Auntie Vera Charles, who's now Auntie Scott. I do another show that you get all of that content all for free. All you have to do is send us an email, contact at mix-podcast.com, and say, I want to join this. All you have to do. But VJ, I will go ahead and get you signed up. So thank you for calling. 3, 2, 1. All right.
Is that the same VJ who's VJ Tran on Facebook?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
He did the artwork for the latest episode of Eat This Hot Show.
Oh, that is nice. Yeah. I have not. Yeah. VJ has been around for. He used to do a show called the VJ Netcast, right?
Yeah.
It was like in a regional.
Ago.
Yeah.
I think the last time I saw him was many years ago when we were in New York. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This
is like I'm just now thinking about this. We have 3 people on this show that are some of the first wave of podcasters, right? It's like Archer and John Ong. I came along a little bit later, but I still think I was kind of on that first wave there.
John Ong was 2003 or 4?
4. Yeah. 2004. I just October 2004, I think.
And I was April 2005.
Right. I think I did my first episode of Callback 7 like November of 2005. Like it was October, November of 2005. So
now, where could listeners go to hear the archives of
Callback 7? No, I don't. I mean, that was a paid service, and no, I don't. There's no hosted archives of Callback 7. I have.
Do you still have the files?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I have it backed up here locally. God, they're rough. Have you ever gone back and listened to like your early shows?
Oh my God! Yes.
So,
are you kidding?
You do? I've never listened to my own show.
Really? Never?
No,
that explains so much.
For me,
doesn't it?
For me, it's just something that if I need to go back there, I could. But it's kind of like I was telling Archer this. It's like my diary. So I kind of say out what I need to say, so that I don't have to type it, and then I'm done. And I just I'm gonna put it out somewhere anyway, so I might as well just upload it as a podcast and somebody can listen. The last comment, just so you know, that I have not been to iTunes for a long time, and because, I haven't been posting online, but I did recently, so I went to the website, and the last comment was, I can't move past 5 minutes. Too cringy or something.
All right. Speaking of cringy, this is episode 12 of my podcast, Callbox 7. This is cringy. This is cringy. Damn. That's a riff.
That's
man.
very basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I tried to do that like big boy voice or something.
Once again.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
Into the fray, dear friend.
Oh my God, you sound so straight.
That was random.
I'm a random kind of guy.
That's Will. That's
Who
my
was that?
co-host. Yeah, Will Raddick.
If
I'm my coach.
anyone heard the latest episode of your show, they would know
Wait,
that.
don't you like pistachios? Oh, the latest episode of my show
This
is
is so
ridiculous.
this is so cringy. Wait.
Nobody should listen to that.
See, when the music ends, I do this weird thing where I do this.
And listen to episode 20.
Are we allowed to plug?
Like I thought it was so cool that I had this intro all worked up. You're about to hear it, John. But I thought it was great. I give an index and then I do this weird intro
On
thing.
today's show,
Yeah, right here.
We'll catch you up with some news stories that you might have missed. At 28:15, we'll find out why Karl Rove thinks that George Bush is a simpleton. A simpleton with a Harvard MBA. And at
What year was this?
55:30, we'll hear from you in our listener feedback segment. For Sunday, August 17th, 2007, I'm Daniel Brewer. He's Will Raddick. This is Callbox 7.
All right.
Wow.
Let's go even further back.
Oh my God. Do you have an Archer radio?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that doesn't even sound right.
And welcome to the first podcast.
That was
of
before
Archer
me singing.
Radio.
Yeah.
I think I finally got the technical difficulties worked out, and
No.
I'm able to
Spoiler
record the
alert, he
podcast.
didn't.
I went out the other day and bought a USB microphone and some headphones.
Well, it was
And
2005.
I've been playing around with some software, and
All right, I'm going to stop that.
Do you tell
It
us
was
what USB
April
stands
20th,
for? USB that
2005.
stands for Universal Serial Port.
Really?
No, bus. Universal Serial Bus. Yeah. All right. I need from each of you.
Okay.
John, do you have something that could act as a buzzer? Some sound on your soundboard that you
my
could
ding?
No, on your soundboard. Something.
Okay,
give me
yes.
something that you could
Yes,
ding in
I've
with.
got-
that's
yes,
unique to
I've-
you. Is that
Yes.
yours? Okay. And Archer,
Mine
give me
is
a ding. Is that your ding?
This
No,
will be
this is
my
mine.
thing.
That see, the little bleep. That's your
Believe
ding.
was mine.
Okay, this one's mine.
All right, that's Archer's. John, what's yours? All right, John, I need you to turn your volume up just a little bit on that channel. There you go. All right.
Okay.
So we're going to do the news quiz. And tonight, because Adam reads me these questions from the New York Times and I give him the answer. These are multiple choice, but I'm going to pick some questions from the New York Times news quiz. And then when you guys know the answer, beep in and I'll call and we'll keep score here tonight.
Do we have to wait until you finish reading the question?
No, you can. As soon as you know, you can beep in, and then I'll call on you. So don't answer it until I call on you.
Okay.
But we have productions on this, so let's just it's the news quiz, ladies and gentlemen. There's a song, John. See, news game.
Oh, it's a game.
news game. It's the news game. What questions will he ask? It is the news game. This is a segment of the show where we go through the New York Times news quiz. It's put out every Friday. You can follow along at home if you would like to. Just go to nytimes.com and search for news quiz and you will find it. That means Archer and John, you shouldn't do that because that you don't want to. That'd be cheating. I'm going to read some questions. And these are multiple choice questions, but as soon as you know the answer, I want you to buzz in, wait for me to call on you, and then we will see who is going to reign supreme on the week's news. Are you ready for question number 1?
Yes.
3 women have accused Governor Andrew Cuomo of inappropriate behavior, including sexual harassment. Cuomo has apologized but said he would not resign. What is the other recent scandal that Cuomo is facing? Oh, who was that? That was John Ong, right?
Yes.
I think we buzzed in at the exact same time.
Okay, John Ong. What is the answer?
The deals with the vaccine.
No.
The deals with
he's like a secret deals or something with the vaccine.
No.
Donor. No.
Oh, I have this down. No. Archer, what is your answer?
he was hiding the whole idea of the dead people, of the old people dying in the.
That was that.
So you would go with undercounting nursing home deaths in the
Correct.
pandemic.
Yes.
That is absolutely correct. Federal prosecutors opened an inquiry into the Cuomo administration handling nursing homes during the pandemic after State Attorney General found that the state's data on nursing home deaths had not included many residents who died in hospitals. Okay. Number 2. President Biden said this week that the U.S. would have enough doses of coronavirus vaccine by the end of May to do what?
Oh, shit.
Archer
first.
To vaccinate 200 million Americans.
Okay, I have the answer.
John Ong?
Herd immunity.
No, you're all right. So the closest would be Archer. Vaccinate. Here's the choices. Let me just read the choices and then you guys hear it. Vaccinate all Americans age 65 and over, vaccinate all American adults, vaccinate all American children, or vaccinate all American teachers. Buzz in if you. It's one of those. So buzz in if you.
What was the second
adults.
one?
Adults. John Ong says adults. That is correct.
Hey,
I was closest.
Biden said on Tuesday the U.S. was on track to have enough doses by the end of May to vaccinate every American adult. So, number 3, the Biden administration. And now, by the way, we are at John Ong 1, Archer 1.
I'm surprised because I've been on Clubhouse all the time.
Tied game. The Biden administration announced economic sanctions against Russia this week. What prompted the sanctions? The killing of the journalist Jamal Khashoggi, Vladimir Putin's vocal support of a coup in Myanmar. John Ong.
It's the